All right.
Awesome. Hey guys, how you doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to Share a Beer Show 484. Great number. Awesome. That was like a pure accident. I didn't even see that till right now. 484. I like that. That's a good number. Great number. Oh, great. So today is Saturday, November 3rd.
You got to.
I like that. Oh, do I have it? Oh, I didn't. Yeah, there we go. Now I should be better now, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my thing lately. I keep forgetting that part lately. I need to have cue cards or something apparently going here and make sure to do this. So the checklist. Do that. So let me get the link posted in there so we can get others jumping in here. There we go. There's the link. We got Havana, we got Andrew and Craig in the chat. Good to see Craig, man. And Andrew and Havana. Good to see you guys. We've got Bum, Mark, and Tom in the room. How you guys doing, brothers?
Excellent.
And if you've noticed, we've got a different scene happening, man. It's a scene here, man. We got Mark from a new space. What's going on there, Mark?
I got my audio room. I remodeled that. It used to be our exercise room, and I moved all the exercise equipment out to the unfinished.
Who needs to exercise? Well, you can sit on your bum and like listen to audio.
Yeah. No, it's set up over there, but yeah, I moved the speakers and all the stuff down here into the basement. It's away from the cats, so Crusher and AJ won't be attacking my speakers anymore. So I'm pretty much set up down here. Got moved down my vinyl today. Got the streamer set up. Moved around with the speakers a little bit. So,
well, you'll have to at some point give us a grand tour once you finally get it all dialed in.
I'll give you the nickel tour right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think I see the furnace room behind you through the door.
Yeah, that's the unfinished part of the basement with all our crap in it.
There'll be a curtain there.
Yeah.
Or a door.
That's the room.
Yeah, that is awesome. Whoop. There went the audio. Whoa, look at this guy.
Hey, we got Mark's twin in here.
I'm not that ugly.
Oh!
Brother love, man. A little
brotherly love there.
Yeah.
How's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. Going good.
He's good. I talked him into showing up today. I was talking to him a couple days ago, and I said, "Hey, you got to get on."
No bath time for the kiddies tonight.
Nah, they're downstairs watching a movie. I hook them up on a movie, so we're good.
Oh yeah,
it was bath afternoon.
Hey, Paul. So are you like me and Mark? Have you picked up an audio bug as well, or where are you with that?
Sounds good.
No.
Hey, Greg.
Oh, like the.
There's Greg.
Hello.
No, Paul is not is much smarter than us, Joe. He has not decided to sink money into stereo equipment.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. See, that's how dumb I am. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, it's good you're there, Paul. Stay right where you're at, man. Stay right where you're at. That's a saving money zone that you're in right now.
Yeah.
This is it's a sickness, man.
I turned Joe into an addict.
Uh-oh.
In Denver. Yeah.
It's bad.
Dove in with both feet.
I got I had been fighting getting a new Apple TV because I hadn't had the 4K yet, and I've been resisting it. So I got on launch day, I got the new Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K, if that's a long enough name for it. The name is longer than the actual device itself.
Yeah.
And that works okay. I was playing around with it last night and this morning, and then I was like, you know what, man? I have to compare this to something. So I had to go get the 4K, the Apple TV 4K. I had to go get it. You know,
So you got them up side by side then, or what?
I will. I just was getting stuff signed in on with the the new Apple TV before we had to start the show. So lots of playing around tonight with the audio, of course, loudly, very loudly. Yeah, whew, gonna move some air. I tell you though, man, you're picking up a little bit of the home theater bug as well, but not even nowhere near as much as the audio. But it is fun being able to put on some Netflix. It's showing in 4K. It looks amazing in that UHD, and sounds incredible with that new Dolby Surround Digital Plus, that new format and all your devices are getting updated. My receiver got updated. Everything's getting updated with this new Dolby sound. And you can get from this stuff. Let me tell you, man. It's a scene, man. It's a scene.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun. There's the 2-channel audio side of it, and then I can always flick a button and turn on all the speakers there, baby. Go real low.
Barry White. Jeez.
Yeah, we can go real low. So, Paul, what do you drink? Start us off, man. We haven't seen you in a while.
I'm starting off good. I'm having a Dogfish Head Higher Math.
Oh.
17% alcohol.
Oh.
A golden ale brewed with chocolate and sour cherry juice.
Ooh.
Interesting.
And I'm doing this because I'm here with my kids at a sleepover at my parents. So, I figured I needed the 7.
Fall down the stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Is it still a sleepover, Mark, if you're there every Saturday?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or is that just a typical Saturday? So
This is a good one.
You've had this for a little while, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long I've had this. It's probably been about a year. I've had this in the fridge.
Okay.
It's probably been about a year because I think our friend got it like early fall last year for us, and then we just never. I was supposed to split it with my wife, but she's not here.
Yeah.
So
sucks for her, right? Yeah, that's the way that
So,
works. So it's being described, a nice, quick, short description is a golden ale brewed with chocolate and sour cherry juice.
It doesn't look golden.
Yeah.
It looks more like a porter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty dark. Yeah, it's
Almost like an
probably like a brown ale kind of color.
Yeah, okay.
Hard to see in this light, but
yeah, because it's classified as a Belgian strong golden ale.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not golden, but it's good.
17%. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So I don't think I'll be having a second one while we're on here. I'll just stick with this one.
That looks like a big mug too. How many ounces was that?
Actually, I had to. This probably only holds about 10 ounces. I had to drink a little bit and pour some more in. So that's a smaller mug, but I think it's just the angle I'm sitting at here.
Yeah, it's probably just the angle of your tablet being flat on the table.
Yeah, it's my iPhone, so even worse.
It looks bigger on camera.
Is it out of the refrigerator? Is it warming up a little bit?
Yeah, it's probably just the angle of your tablet being flat on the table.
Yeah, it's my iPhone.
Not bragging or nothing, but yeah.
Out of the refrigerator? Is it warming up a little bit?
Yeah, it's probably just the angle of your tablet being flat on the table.
Oh, I'm repeating.
Yeah, my iPhone.
Not bragging or nothing, but yeah.
Out of the refrigerator? Is it warming up a little bit?
Yeah, it's probably just the angle of your tablet being flat on the table.
Oh wow, we're getting some serious. Not bragging or nothing. But
Wow, this is like a loop.
Yeah.
Someone's got a loop going.
Yeah.
There we go.
In any case, though, we've got 56,000 ratings on here, 101 in the last 30 days, 17%, 35 IBUs, and we got 3.67 rating.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, it needs to warm up a little bit, Mark. You mentioned.
Yeah, is it still kind of cold? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, I got to take my post malt liquor report here out of the fridge, so it's fine.
Yeah, now you've got the beer fridge.
Yeah, I've got the
Beer fridge right there.
Got some film in it too. You guys want some 4x5 film?
Ooh.
So is that your pairing? You're going to pair it with 4x5 or?
Yeah. I think I'm going to pair this beer with, I don't know what. I'm going to let it warm up. It's a good one, though.
Okay, I'll give you a minute then. And Craig, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, doing well. It's an hour early from our clocks went last weekend.
Right, yeah, you guys changed last week. Yeah. And we'll change this week. Yeah, so next we'll be back on time.
So it's like just gone 11 for me, so it's for 1 week only. But yeah, it's good. And a nice chilled weekend.
Right on. So what are you having, brother?
I'm drinking a classic Belgian beer.
Oh, Perrot.
Perrot.
Oh, nice. Yeah. One of my favorites.
It's really, I've not had this beer for quite a long time. Probably since before Untapped days. So yeah, it's
you having the original Perrot or?
Yeah, the original. Yeah, not the hop. The top one comes up.
What a trip! Another Belgian strong golden ale.
I was drinking the hopped up Americanized version of it.
Yeah. And stronger, even.
Yeah. But no, it is 10 points enough for me at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10.5 is holding your own right there, man. Dang. You know?
Yeah, not session beer really, but you know.
Well, if you're in Colorado, it is.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Exactly. Yeah. So you've got 89,000 ratings for this. 800 and
that's a good one.
7 in the last 30. 10.5%, as we talked about. 23 IBUs and 3.69 bottle caps, man. With the legendary full foam head.
Ooh, legendary? Wow.
The world.
Taste.
It's the biggest, foamiest, fluffiest.
Oh boy. Okay.
Get in bus, drive towards cliff.
Get in bus, drive towards cliff.
And I'll get to Andrew, man. What are you having, brother?
Just got home from steam locomotive shop and drinking water right now.
Minnesota's finest there.
Yep, usual container.
The latest vintage.
Yep.
Is that now? Is that what temperature would you say that is? Getting everything out of that, or
it's cold. I got a lot of ice in it.
Oh, okay. So you're masking a lot of the flavor out of that bad boy, right?
Not really.
It looks like you got it in a barrel, so it might be kind of barrel aging as you speak there as well.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, work with me here. Oh, hey, look who it is, man. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man?
Hey, introduce yourself to everybody, man. I don't even know if a lot of these guys know who you are.
That's just because I cannot figure out how to use Google Hangouts, but I had this chat from a very, very long time ago, and I just clicked it, and I'm in. So I'll show you guys what I'm drinking. This is the Voodoo Ranger.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Atomic Pumpkin. Yeah, and it has habanero peppers in it too, which is pretty cool. I live in New York, so we didn't get New Belgium until like maybe a year or two ago.
Same as PA. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it's pretty good. It's spicy and it has pumpkins.
Like what kind of pumpkin? How?
Wait a second. Can you see that, guys? Maybe not. Okay, I'll read it to you. Pumpkin ale featuring cinnamon and habanero chili peppers for just the right amount of heat. Alcohol 6.4% by volume.
So with the cinnamon, is it more pumpkin pie-ish or actual pumpkin?
You can definitely taste the pumpkin. I mean, they did put pumpkin in this, and I know what you mean, because sometimes they make pumpkin ales like the cheap 6-packs that have no pumpkin at all in it. They just have a little bit of the spice.
Right.
And that's usually how, you buy it at 7-Eleven or something, and, that's kind of how they sell it. Because if they put pumpkin in it, it costs money to put pumpkin in it, and, but it's good. It definitely, I think it's half pumpkin, half spice. I like it.
A good mix. Yeah, you're actually getting real pumpkin flavor,
not just the spice. Exactly. It's no Southern Tier pumpkin.
Yeah. So yeah, let me show everybody the untapped for this. I'm not doing the 18 version, just the big general login for this. 46,000 ratings, 2,000 in the last 30 days. Classified as a pumpkin / yam beer. 6.4%, 10 IBUs, and a 3.6. And just like you said, a pumpkin ale, cinnamon, and habanero chili peppers.
Yeah.
Good combination with a little bit of heat with that.
Yeah, get that little bit, just that nice little touch with the heat on there, man. That sounds good.
Very good. Very, very good.
Wow, there's a bunch of us on the same wavelength today, because you're having a new Belgian beer. I've got one chilling, and me and Bum both were on the Game of Thrones wavelength there, because he had the actual Game of Thrones beer that I bought today. I haven't had it yet, but I did buy the new one. So
the Game of Thrones.
You have to wait till March 4th to come out. Right?
Joe, can you see this one? Is it this one?
That's the one I got. Yep.
Nice. Oh my god.
And Bum already.
I haven't opened it up yet.
And Bum, tell us right, because he told us in the pre-show. But what were your thoughts on it?
Well, I had the beer advertised to me as a smoked beer more than anything else. I have never had any of the Game of Thrones beers before. They're all reasonably priced, but I've just never had any before. And my favorite beer place had it on tap, and I believe 6.6%. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a shot. And it was listed as a smoke beer, and I'm one of the few people out there that like Rauch beers. And so just based on that, when I tried it, my first thought was, well, there's no smoke. And I eventually got some cherry, and that was it. I mean, just based, on a cherry beer, it's pretty decent. But I got no smoke on it at all. If indeed there was supposed to be some.
Yeah, which is disappointing for sure, because even if it's sour cherry, or if it's a sweet cherry, or just a kind of regular mild sort of cherry, you want to get something. If it's in it, you want to get something from it,
So has anybody seen that listed there? Have you seen it listed anywhere else as any kind of like a Rauch beer type beer with like a smoke flavor?
When I looked it up here, let me go back to that one. It's classified, like you said, on Untapped as a smoked beer. So supposed to be the brief description is a rich, complex blend of smoked porter and Belgian creek.
Yeah, creek.
Yeah,
Creek.
That's like Pittsburgh. Crick or crick? Creek.
Yeah.
To me, it's like goose or or go. Like, come on, you guys are complicated.
Crick is more like a upper Midwest term.
I don't like the term, because a crick is something I get in my neck and then I can't move it right. Like, to me, crick is an awful description for a beer, because it's something you don't want. Like, I got a crick in my back, or I got a crick in my neck, or it's not a good thing to me. So to have that as an actual genre of beer is kind of, to me, telling me what they think of it. Well, it's a pain in the neck, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really, that's my first thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm like, let me make sure to say hi to Mom, of course. Mom's in the chat.
Mom approved. Another Mom approved episode. Thanks, Mom.
Another Mom approved episode. And we got Farm Boy in there. Let me make sure to say hi to Farm Boy. And Tom, what are you having, brother?
I am having no alcohol beverage. I got my wisdom teeth taken out.
Oh no!
I'm eating like peanut butter and jellies and drinking milk and water. And
Excuses. Pork, chicken.
Beer takes the pain away, man.
How come not have a beer? What did Dennis tell you?
Cats. Hey, get him a cat.
I'm dropping a couple things as we speak.
Do I hear a ambulance coming over there in Boston? Is there
beer helps.
They're gonna pick me up in the duck boats.
By the way, everybody knows that there was, me and Tom have had this beef now for a few days, and the beef was settled, and Tom won. So he came out on the better side of that. Congratulations to the Red Sox, man. They were just obviously club.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
It's a terrible thing to say.
I know, right? It is. It's awful. It's awful. But I'm glad that that the Dodgers were in it once again. I mean, it is something to just get back to back. So
yeah.
Definitely a lot of fun to see, to see everybody having to watch my Dodgers in the World Series was cool, but not to get slaughtered again. I mean, come on, man, but, man, it was, not that entertaining to a lot of people. That's for sure. But, wow, just a strong club, man. They destroyed everybody. They destroyed the Yankees.
Yeah. I mean, they played good, I mean, one of my good friends, he's from Houston. So, he's a big Astros fan, and last year was huge for him, and my other buddies from Chicago, and, 2016 was huge for him, and he doesn't even really watch baseball, but, he was like, the Cubs are winning. This is crazy. So it's been a couple of interesting years for people that, were kind of depressed about baseball, and their teams got to win the World Series is pretty significant.
And the Dodgers were part of those series that you're talking about. So got to lose to all those teams. Thank you very much for bringing that up.
Come on, the Astros, they never won any.
We had to lose to the Astros, and we had to lose to the Red Sox, and we had to lose to the Cubbies that year they won.
Yeah. The Dodgers they're like the new Atlanta.
They're well, I don't know. They're like the new Bills, right? From back in the day, like
just going and never,
how many times can we go? And but still though, man, a lot of it was still interesting. It was still a lot of people watching baseball, talking baseball, which was very cool. So
it was a good series. It just seemed like there was always that one inning that spread apart.
Yeah.
And man, to have that 18 inning game 3 was insane. That was crazy. How was it overseas there, Craig? Was there a lot of American baseball talk or?
Yeah, not talk really. You have to go and look for it. But it was entertaining.
Yeah,
that organ they play like 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, we mentioned Cubs, and then we got Dirk popping up in there. Go Cubs!
And then you got Havana saying, "I hate Boston. I hate the Mets." But he's been to the stadium 4 times.
Support only New York teams. Yeah. So hate the Mets. Okay, so we know he's not a Mets fan. It's always tough for me to tell who's, when someone's from New York, well, who are they root for? Are they a Jets fan? Are they a Mets fan? Are they a Giants fan? Are they a Yankee fan? Like, it's always tough for me to tell who's what from New York. But hey, So what do you think the malt liquor community? Who do they root for, man? What does Billy D say about the World Series?
We covered this last time. Billy D's favorite team is the Houston Astros because their original name was the Houston Colt 45.
Billy D has a new Colt 45 can.
Billy
D accident from last week. What happened?
Yeah. The malt liquor report is back and better than ever, and Billy D's Colt 45 can is secured better than ever.
Okay. Yeah.
So what happened? Did the glue come undone and it fell out or something?
Yeah, you could basically say that.
Okay.
So so there's not going to be any sort of like, if we see the can, then there's a malt liquor report. If we don't see the can, then there's no malt liquor report.
No, that did work very well last week, and it was just happenstance that it happened. But that was just a 1 week fluke.
Do we have better ways of securing Billy D to make sure there is no more injuries? Because we need him at 100%.
Well, no, there's no better way to do it other than me just being more careful when I grab them. I've tried to train myself to grab them from the waist down, and I'm usually successful, but sometimes things happen.
I'll leave that one alone. He said that out of just.
I'm surprised Joe didn't break through the wall like the Kool-Aid man right now.
I'm just, he said that totally sincerely. So,
actually, I was considering performing some sort of microsurgery involving like a drill to permanently attach the can to Billy D's hand.
Oh, above the waist. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if I want to do that yet. I'm not sure if I want to take that risk on permanent disfigurement. But, that is an option for the future.
Oh, we got Loot Bag Larry in the house now.
Loot Bag Larry's on the Share Beer Show. You have to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He says Billy D is a jive turkey.
I cannot believe that Loot Bag Larry has joined the Share Beer Show. Well, I hope you're listening right now. You know what? We're just going to jump right to the news. I was going to lead off with something else, but since Loot Bag Larry is here, we have to go right to this.
Okay, let me fire up my. Oh darn it! Where's my my?
You need the theme song.
Yeah, I need my. I need to put my audio in here. I don't have my audio in here.
Well, you know what? For this, we may not necessarily need the audio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For this, we may not. I hope Loot Bag Larry continues to watch. Loot Bag Larry is the 2017 Malt Liquor Rookie of the Year.
Oh, the 2017 rookie.
Yeah. However, this past week, Loot Bag Larry in a video committed a triple malt crime all at one time.
Crimes against the malt are serious.
Yeah. And Loot Bag Larry committed a triple malt crime, all in one fell swoop.
Now, are these things really escalated in an election week? I mean, that's got to be awful.
Well, yeah, I know during election week, people are looking for stuff like that.
That's like an in the park home run.
Yeah.
I mean, because the people that are running for president of said, malt liquor, they're campaigning on that,
Yeah. Well, Loot Bag's only saving grace is that his indiscretions were all totally unintentional. Okay. Loot Bag is one of the more moral malt liquor drinkers out there. He's one of the non-confrontational people. He means no harm to anybody other than cussing out Dwarf, of course, and Red. Okay. So Loot Bag's crimes were totally unintentional, but they must be reported because they did happen. So I will tell you where to go, Joe, when you're ready.
Yeah, sure. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, we had, I believe, what might be the first ever quadruple malt liquor superstar meetup in Northern California this past week. So you need to go to Mr. Met 40 Ounces channel, Mr. Met 40 Ounce.
And is that all one word?
Yeah. MR Met 40 OZ.
Yep. We've been there before. Yep. There we go. All right. Let me share the screen here so you can see what we're looking at here.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. The most recent video, the state of things.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So there's Mr. Met.
He's got a 9mm there. Right.
Oh, so he's clicking the 9mm against.
He's tapping his bottle with the 9mm.
Was like the other year, man. That's over.
Provider of authentic malt liquor and Valentine Ale Massacre Entertainment on YouTube, Mr. Med 40 Ounce, aka the Hotel.
Yeah. So
Fine malt liquor straight off the dangerous streets of San Jose, California, in order for me to bring this high quality, authentic malt liquor. The state of things, ladies and gentlemen, the state of things.
If you fast forward a little bit, Joe,
Mickey's.
You will see him joined by Rock Bottom 559.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, there's Rock Bottom 559, 209 J Jones.
Rock Bottom 559. Thank you, gentlemen, for fucking being here today.
There's 209 J Jones with the Rams at. That's where I have to actually, that's where those things start to align. There is with the Rams and the Chevys. We are in agreement with the Rams and the Chevys.
Actually, Joe, I think that's where you and 209 J Jones' common ground might end.
Yeah, it begins and ends at the same place.
Yeah. So if you stay tuned, the great Loot Bag Larry eventually shows up.
Shit, watch this. Go ahead.
There's Loot Bag Larry.
Loot Bag Larry. Studio, my brother.
With his new running mask.
So you got two of them drinking Mickey's.
The
other two, is there? So there's no barrel aged version of Mickey's.
Nah.
And Rock Bottom 559 are in the Malt Liquor Studio. The only person from the Northern California contingent that we are in fact missing is Pro Wrestling Guy. So get fucking hot, Pro Wrestling Guy.
Yeah, we're missing Pro Wrestling Guy.
Get your ass down here and start. We'll go.
If you want to fast forward, Joe, to about 12 minutes, gifts start being exchanged, some record albums start being exchanged.
Also, we've got, do we have a contingent of the malt liquor community that is actually into hi-fi?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're exchanging vinyl LPs there. Now, Rock Bottom is giving Loot Bag Larry a rare colored vinyl version of Maggot Brain from George Clinton.
Wow.
We purchased this shit with our own money. We didn't beg. Nobody said this. It's no need begging.
Now, I want you keep your eye on the 40 that's sitting on the desk, on the table in the lower left.
Hold it down the south bag.
Oh, this is where the crime.
Watch.
Oh! He spilled the malt.
Even Larry says it's a fucking malt crime.
I don't know what to do.
That's crime number one. Where's the other two?
Crime number one is the malt was spilled. Crime number two was it was spilled on Mr. Met's computer on his laptop. It was spilled directly on Mr. Met's laptop.
Oh, this
One number 3, even though you can't tell from watching the video unless you go back a little bit, it was not even Lootbag's beer that spilled on it. Lootbag was holding Mr. Met's beer and moved it over onto Mr. Met's computer.
Oh, so
Mr.
not only
Met
did he spill
Lootbag's 40 when it was
on
spilled.
his computer.
Yeah, he spilled Mr. Met's beer on his own computer.
Now, see, that's what he gets for pouring all that quality craft beer down the toilet.
And fucking committing label fraud, you fucking disgusting piece of shit.
Who are they complaining about committing label fraud?
I love how they're looking past it.
Never forget. Your son should have shot you with that fucking bow and arrow when he was target practicing.
We got one more. Oh, shit. For a true living legend.
Straight up, he said he must be talking about me.
No, he ain't talking about you.
Death by malt, coach said.
I'm only 1 year. It's a true legend.
Malt liquor says it on the label. That's all I got.
Oh,
Straight out of Wisconsin.
Outstanding. Side
Green Bay.
If that's the judge, then we've had some serious malt liquors on here that I mean, some of those are actually higher ABV than we've had our malt liquor reporter himself have good craft malt liquor.
Yeah, but so I think they're going to forgive Lootbag, and if you watch the video further, he does offer to pay for Mr. Met's computer, and later on in the video, the computer actually does start acting up.
Well, that's a crime. That's a crime, not just against the malt liquor. That's a crime just against beer in general, and that's a crime against Beck. And I mean, there's a lot of things that.
Think how many malt liquors Lootbag Larry could buy with the money he's going to have to pay to replace that computer.
Yeah. But you know what, though? If I was going to have my laptop ruined by any of the malt liquor drinkers, I would probably hope it was Lootbag Larry, because he can fix video games and pinball machines. So maybe he can fix your laptop.
That's true.
And actually, in Lootbag's most recent video, Malt Mustang asked him, what the status was of the computer, and Lootbag Larry replied that the malt liquor spilled on it actually upgraded the software of that computer.
Even better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's incredible timing that Lootbag for the first time ever came into the Share a Beer show chat. So
I think he knew that he was going to have his moment on the Share a Beer show and felt like, hey,
world famous now after being on Share a Beer.
I mean, that's the way it works.
Yeah. So we did have another part of that, which I was actually going to lead off. We don't have to watch it now, on Rock Bottom's channel, where they do part 2 of the video. If you want to punch it up, Joe, you can. Rock Bottom 559. It is a pretty great entrance of some of the malters.
Do you see my malters?
Rock Bottom 559.
What the fuck?
I don't know what that is.
What is this?
What's he drinking, though? What's he drinking?
That's not Rock Bottom 559, I don't think. I don't know what that is.
Like, it sounds like a zombie.
Just go down to the madness continues.
Sounds like he's on the toilet.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what I would call appropriate, right there by Waste Management.
Yeah. So there's Mr. Met,
right there.
and a random street bum who made their way into the video.
We have some extra special.
But at least he's a real street bum, unlike these two guys.
Random guy.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a local 5-1 to pull up.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Oh.
That's where they belong.
Oh, shit.
That's where you find good quality.
That's right.
That's where you find good quality malt liquor.
No,
That's where you
it's not
find
good quality
inside
malt
the
liquor. Waste
dumpster.
management dumpsters
That's
are
where
good
it comes
quality
from. That's where it
dumpsters.
originates from, right?
And look, Lootbag comes out of the dumpster eating a bag of chips. Look.
I can spill anything he wants.
Tommy, where does malt liquor come from?
Dude, that's good. That's good malt liquor.
That's a collaboration. Malt liquor collaborated with Waste Management to make this.
Waste Management is like the top tier of dumpsters. You know?
Right.
Collaboration. I like
That's
that.
right. Yep, they're like a top tier. I think this is.
Yeah, that's the best dumpsters there is.
Yeah, that's true. Look at that's a fresh paint job on that dumpster.
Yeah.
Gotta look good for the video.
Good quality.
Simultaneous malting. They're all drinking at once. Oh, they're going back in. No, he fell.
Look at that. I mean, the covers work. I mean, the dumpster's freshly painted. I mean, even the dents are painted over. I mean, that's a pretty recent job there.
68 is a cut.
You know, I think, you know,
It's called multiple dumpster malting.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Multiple.
and they've got a real
Multiple.
bump in their video. Look at that.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Show my villains right there.
Guy bump. That's like nobody. That's not an MLD, an unmasked MLDC.
The bunny mask looks like something from Donnie Darko.
Look,
MLDC World Headquarters, your local dumpster.
You know what? Bum, I think we're witnessing an actual another crime against the malt because he's got a brown bag over the malt.
Coming in with steel. Come on in here, buddy. This is going on YouTube. Yeah, I'm a native of Stockton. I'd be drinking fruit.
Good.
It does the job. It does the job. Drink that shit, right?
Dude, what is going
Who the hell is this now?
Another dude.
Guy.
The Goliath.
And he's all in too. Where did they find this guy?
I think he found them.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Now was
This barbecue?
Oh yeah, they're buying some ribs now on the street.
Oh, that's funny.
What city is this in?
Somewhere in Northern California.
San Jose, maybe. I heard
San
the meat.
Jose? Yeah.
San Jose.
This is Mr. Mint 40 ounce. We have 209 J Jones.
Oh yeah, so there's another.
59, and of course.
Well, that I tell you, man. You know, if anything, they're darn sure entertaining.
Yeah. So we got another bit of news since Tom and Craig are here. I think it's my duty to announce something here.
Okay.
You know, if you can just go to Huffy72, the UK malt liquor chairman.
Oh, yeah. Last time we saw Huffy 72, it was on his private lake.
Right.
It was on a lake. Yeah.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, let's.
I think Tom will like this. Huffy's newest video.
Oh, Tom's gonna like it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta show this. Here we go. This is it the UK?
UK chairman, yeah.
Oh,
This is wearing a Boston Red Sox hat.
Red Sox. Got a Red Sox hat on.
Look at Craig hanging his head in shame.
and he's got the patriotic tie.
This guy.
Sounds like a used car salesman.
Holy.
Computer trained, your mobile phone devices, and yes, the champ is here. The UK chairman is finally in the building. The champ, shout out to Boston Red Sox, champs of the World Series, champs of baseball. Brilliant. I think you look great. Right, let's get straight down to it. That's what she did last night.
Guys,
This guy's hilarious.
Snake oil salesman, man.
Steel Reserve. Fucking hell, when was the last time you saw one of those? That's what she was like, yeah, anyway. Oh, shall we have one of these? Oh, Old English, 40 ounce. Sadly in plastic, whacked
It says
plastic.
42.
But what are you going to do? What you gonna do, boy? What you gonna do? Ah, no, I think we'll go for a classic.
Bringing class to the MLB.
More fine. More liquor.
This guy's representing strong.
Liquor is in the building.
And he is the undisputed UK malt liquor chairman.
I could see why.
It's the only one. Yeah.
Hey, Craig, do you know this guy?
Down the whole thing. Come on now.
Oh, done.
You go down the whole thing in one shot. Watch it.
I think Craig and this guy hang out, man.
Yeah, I think they were at the pub earlier.
Didn't down it.
Stupendous and tremendous. Absolutely fucking delicious.
Delicious.
I've been away for a while. I went to a great Spanish islands of Mallorca for about 2 weeks. And sadly, there was no more liquor videos because there's no more liquor out there. There was no videos at all, really, because, well, there's a good reason for that, but I won't go into it because a lot of it is very... Didn't the camera
It's
at
like
all.
even out of breath.
Because if it did, I would have been arrested and deported out of the country because some of that thing was fucking barely legal. What the fuck?
This guy, he blinks as fast as he talks. This guy is amazing.
Almost wonder if he's high on cocaine or meth or some shit.
Yeah, but that would be like a meth review, you know? We do a beer review.
Where did the year go? Where did the year go? Remember, I called.
Not doing a meth review.
I was too fucking shit-faced to care, really. Shout out to Steel Worldwide, our chairman, sir, our chairman of Malt Liquor, only Malt Liquor here on YouTube. He's down there in Australia. Some business, I don't know what he's doing. He's probably punching kangaroos in the face like, fucking get down, you fucking guy, you stupid fucking animal. And, shout out to Mr. Met 40 ounce. Shout out to Twin ID Jones. Shout out to 40 ounce beer.
Bringing class to the MLBC.
I figured since Craig and Tom were both here, it was my duty to show them that video.
Yes.
I get a kick out of how he let the names stretch out when he said them.
Yeah. And also, he announces, if you go to he actually has a Huffy 72 US Tour Facebook page. If you go there, he announces his US tour dates. He will be, Tom's not here anymore. He will be in Boston February 6th to the 11th of 2019.
Oh, there you go, Tom. You can get in.
So maybe Tom can hook up with him.
You hook up to him.
Woo! Show me.
Greetings.
I can usually get an invitation. I can't even imitate. This guy is wow. The energy level on this guy is insane. Well, now Tom dropped out. But
yeah.
Tom couldn't take it.
Back.
Oh, no,
he's back.
Yeah. I was here the whole time. For some reason, it like I don't know why it wasn't letting me talk or anything.
So Tom, I'm actually on with my iPhone, which is kind of weird. That's why it was hard for me to join it. But I have to get a regular camera for my computer, and then I'm all good.
What date is he coming?
What's that, Tom?
What date did you say he's going to be in Boston?
February 6th through the 11th.
February 6th through the 11th. So you can't say you don't have enough advance warning, Tom, to hook up with him.
Okay. Let's see what I can do.
Make sure to pencil that one in. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, the energy level on that guy is insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is nuts, man. You know?
And I only scratched the surface of the malt liquor report this week. There's already enough leftovers for next week and 5 more weeks afterwards, including the chairman finding the mech ribs.
Oh, and this is another very sad discussion because for another year, another McRib season in a row, we cannot get McRibs here in Arizona. I don't know what McDonald's has against the whole state of Arizona, but we cannot get a single McRib here.
I was at local Rotten Ronnie's. They took a picture of the poster, and I sent it to Joe.
Yeah, we cannot get the McRib here, which is a complete violation. This is insane.
That would be a violation, I think, to the MLDC too, because isn't that one of the items you have to consume?
Yeah, that's right. I think that's in the what do they call it? The manifest? What do they call
blueprint.
it? Blueprint. Yeah, that's probably in the blueprint right there. We have the UK chairman saluting to the chairman of the whole malt liquor community.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then over there, the requisite is fish and chips.
Yeah, I tell you the truth, I'd almost rather have fish and chips, man. Those are man.
So would I.
Yeah, this week's malt liquor report is dedicated to Loot Bag Larry, another malter who made his way to the Share a Beer show.
Yes. How many?
Yeah, he worked his way up to the top.
Yeah.
How many malters are we up to now, man?
Well, Vega. We'll count Havana.
Yeah.
Of course, the chairman, Mr. Rayner, Shady Malt Shadows, and Loot Bag Larry. I don't think there's any more.
That's 6, right? Yep.
We're up to 6 if we count Havana.
Yeah. Hey, there's been some weird ones in there too, though, Bum. Like yeah.
There's some of the lower lights, like Corwin Russell, and maybe some of the other ones. Yeah.
We've almost. What's funny about the malt liquor community is you're almost not a part of the malt liquor community till you've joined the Share a Beer show. It's not supposed to be.
Yeah, it seems like you're not solidified.
You're not completely solidified your place in
You're
the
screener, Joe. You're the screener.
We are. Well, I'm not the. Bum's the screener.
Yeah.
Bum's the one bringing these people to light, giving them fame here on the international Share a Beer.
Right.
The global Share a Beer show.
Well, I'm just going to leave you with this until next week. I'm going to give you a teaser until next week. There was a video posted this week by somebody that is going to result in some major bad blood, which is going to cause a new feud. No doubt. So stay tuned next week.
All right. That's the tease. Yep.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger till next week's episode.
Yeah.
That was a tease. Well, thanks for another good quality malt liquor report. That was just showing the UK chairman alone. Huffy 72 is wow. And what an appropriate name, Huffy 72. That's.
I think he's taking full advantage of that name.
I think he was huffing. He was doing something.
He was huffing. Wow. Because I think he takes one giant breath and then that's it. Like it's on. Like he gets that breath in and wow. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, oh, I don't even know if I could drink beer around that guy. I just be like.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I just clicked over to the chat and head coach says Idaho also does not get the McRib either.
Yeah, Idaho. Idaho. You know, people from Idaho don't like that, but God, everybody else does. It's just the best, isn't it?
There's not enough people in Idaho to really object to everybody else liking it.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you're like, they're the hoe, right?
It's that, and it's like, oh, you live in the state that grows potatoes.
Yeah.
So who's the pimp state that slaps Idaho? So who's having another beer? Well, Tom's not.
No, Tom's not. I'm gonna open my beer. Yeah.
You know what? I'll cover my beer here since. You know what? Since Paul and Mark are here, this is something that might be of local interest to you guys.
Let me run and get another one.
Okay, while you're gone, Joe, I will ask Mark and Paul. Mark, does this label ring a bell to you at all?
POC.
Some point in my past, I've seen it before.
Something from your past, yeah.
Like when you used to go dumpster diving for beer cans, Mark.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this one is. That's when I went dumpster diving when I was 8 years old. This
Dude,
is
that's
this
got
is
the
a can from
old
the mid
school
70s.
1960s tab thing that you pull open with your finger. I like that.
Yeah.
That's the
Cool.
old.
You know
school
where I
tab.
found that? I found that on a Chinese beer. It was imported from China, really cheap, and it had one of those pull tabs, like 1960s style. It was
Then they
pretty
realized people
interesting,
could die
actually.
on them, so then they stopped.
Yeah, I think maybe it's cheaper. I don't know.
Well, this is an original 1970s POC can, and this brewery changed hands many times up until the 70s, and it was most recently brewed by Duquesne in Pittsburgh, POC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it was called Pride of Cleveland. And
is that what it stands for? Oh, because I
Yeah.
went a whole nother direction with that one.
Yeah.
yeah, well, that was one of the theories. Pride of Cleveland, Pilsner on call, several other theories. But in any case,
That's not even close.
it hadn't been brewed for about
Pride
30
of
years.
Cleveland. I never would have thought that.
Yeah.
And then in August, I went beer shopping, and lo and behold, a revived POC made by, who was this made by? Hop View Brewing, Madison, Michigan. They revived POC.
Is that like a?
So they bought the recipe. Man.
Well, is it good?
They
You
updated
like
it.
it?
It's now Pilsner aged in tequila barrels.
Ooh, craft
Interesting.
Pilsner. Huh.
That's a good idea.
Sounds good.
Do you like
And
it?
it's only 5.5%. I've been sitting on it for a couple months, and look at this. This is one of the. It doesn't even show up good on camera. It's one of the palest, lightest color beers I've ever seen.
Huh.
You know, I'd rather have a lower ABV and be able to taste what they're talking about.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of people feel that, you know, if they want to get a really interesting beer, that it's got to be quote unquote worth it. Worth it meaning high alcohol level. And I just feel that doesn't make it worth it for me. I just want to taste the flavor.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I just bought it on account of the label. Here's the 70s and the 2018 version of the can.
Yeah.
Woodbine? Was that what it said? Woodbine 100?
Yeah, Woodbine Brewing, or Woodbine 1600. It's like an old-fashioned phone number. It's Hop View Brewing.
Okay.
And here's a freshly canned brew that we're all familiar with that I have
Samuel Smith.
Yeah.
British.
in a can. This is the first time I've seen it in a can.
Yeah, me too. I've never seen it in a can.
Everybody's canning now.
Yeah. So it's exactly why I bought it. Of course, we're all familiar with Smitty nut. Smitty's nut, and you didn't know his nut.
Yeah,
was
speak for yourself.
Smitty's got a story to tell. Let me tell you.
Sounds like one of the bums in the video.
It is vegan, though. It says right here on the can.
Wow.
Boom! It's vegan. So this is a vegan beer for all your vegan asses out there, and this is a 14.9 ounce can, so it's right in between there. So that was a treat to see that, because I was like, whoa, that's got to be probably one of the best Samuel Smith Nut Brown Ales I've ever going to have, because there's complete light restriction in that bad boy. That one's got to be really good. Here's the other New Belgium that I have, the Oaks Fire. Yeah, Oaks Fire.
Knob Creek
Fire. Let's see.
Knob Creek barrels.
Yep.
Hey Joe, can you show it on the camera?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go back to my Untapped here, because I already looked it up. So, but yeah, here it is again.
Oh, beautiful.
I've
never seen it.
Yeah, it's brand new. It just released.
Okay.
And it's a 9%. I'll go to the Untapped on this one, so you can get a better look at it that way.
Fire.
But it's a 9% Belgian beer. I don't know of too many that are that high ABV.
Belgians usually are pretty high, 9%. I don't know if I
New Belgium, not 9%.
That's pretty high.
It's pretty high for New Belgium. Before you got 4,800 ratings on here, 32 in the last 30 days, 3,200 in the last 30 days, 9% ABV, 50 IBUs, and a 3.86 rating already.
Nice.
It's a limited edition collaboration between New Belgium and Knob Creek. Sphere is a unique bourbon barrel aged ale aged with bourbon steeped oak spirals and char from inside the barrel. So I guess not necessarily barrel aged, but just aged with pieces of the barrel inside,
just age it in a stainless steel tank or something like that in there.
Interesting.
It's supposed to have smooth notes of toffee, vanilla, and caramel wrap up with a pleasantly warm finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Limited edition brew, man. If you find this, here's some great photos. Or here's one great photo right here, man. This is
beautiful.
Good looking.
I don't know if we in New York have all the New Belgiums that are. I think you guys out west have a lot more of the New Belgiums than we do. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna crack this one open, man, and get to business over here.
Yeah, crack that thing open.
Let's see if we can crush Neary with this one, man. Let's see. Oh,
look at that smoke!
Eat it, Neary! Did you see that smoke? Yeah. We woke him up.
Dude,
right
now.
Since
2008, man, Joe D loves the smoke since 2008.
I poured this one pretty aggressively. I wanted to get a good look at the head there, baby.
Neary's bed right now.
Yeah, Neary, he's oh, I gotta take a picture. Sadiq will wake up out of his rest and crush me. I have to get a picture really quick. I'm under pressure here. Come on. There we go. Woohoo! Got the picture. Look at that beer, man. That
looks good.
That is beautiful beer.
That's a beautiful red. It's like a red.
That's a nice red color, yeah.
Yeah, nice red.
It looks a lot like toffee, if you ask me. I mean, look at that thing. Just different looks at it.
Yeah.
Oh, now it does have a fat tire-ish smell to it. If you're familiar with fat tire, that's going to be real familiar. It's classified as a strong ale, but it is very, very malty sweet to the nose.
Yeah.
I
could have just amped up the fat tire recipe and aged it,
Yeah.
They could have. Who knows?
Because it's if you're familiar with fat tire, it's very fat tire-ish. Tire-ish.
Good. I bet you
the huge
version of fat tire.
Oh man. Now it does drink.
That thing is almost finished.
You
drank the whole glass. Good Lord.
I like to get a good taste.
Go.
Yeah, I like to make sure hey, we got 40-ounce Reaper on here too.
I don't know if that's good or not. He is left-handed, though. I will say that.
Oh, hey, we got lefties in the house.
Hey.
Higher lefty, they're fun to watch.
We got lefties all over. We got lefties in the chat. We got lefties on the show. I mean, there's lefties. All lefties do it right.
You got the Leftorium. That's Ned Flanders right there.
Oh, this it drinks like a mild or strong ale. You sample it, you're gonna this is New Belgium. It's New Belgium's not necessarily going crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I like about it, what we do talk, we have had these conversations, that is, in the past, about barrel-aged beers and how some of them are just a little too hot. For me personally, I don't need them to be that warm when you're sampling them. And this one's definitely not, because it's not necessarily barrel-aged. It's pieces of the barrel, different parts of the barrel added to the aging process, whatever they're aging in. And it drinks that way. You're getting exactly what they say, that the pieces of it, but not
not in the barrel.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, I have a question. Have you ever had Innocent Gun from Scotland?
Yeah, I've had which.
How does it compare to that?
The Innocent Gun is like real smooth, man. I don't know that I would compare it to this because I don't know that that's a real like sessionable beer.
It is.
This is too. The sneaky part about this is at the end of the day, it's 9%. Now I'm starting to get some of that. I'm starting to get some of that Knob Creek. It you know what I'm saying? In the back of your throat there. Yeah, it happens. Sneaks up on you there, baby. Yeah. I got it.
It does.
Especially when you gulp.
Especially when you gulp it there, baby. Yeah. You gotta burp it up later, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You should have rubbed it. Anyway, but it's
off camera.
Off camera, yeah.
Craziness.
Thanks for the help, man. That was great. But it is an absolutely beautiful beer. It's light bodied. It's not super heavily bodied, but you do get a little bit of that barrel heat at the end. But it's not bad at all. If I'm gonna rate that, just that part of it, I'm gonna call it like a 2 or even not even a 3 on a 1 to 5. It's real mild.
Oh, wait! You used to do the 2 thumbs up. How would you grade it on that?
Oh, the overall beer, I was just rating the kind of barrel heat that you would get from the whiskey. No, if I was giving, I would give this a 2 thumbs. This would be a boom, 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 right there. Like that one. This is a 2 thumb up beer. The problem with this brew, you're buying it. At least I did. I bought a 6-pack of this stuff. Don't crush the 6-pack. This is a 9%er all day long. Like
I'm too old for that. I can't do that anymore.
If you have one of these and you have 6, don't go nowhere, son. Don't plan going anywhere because this
call 911. I call 911 before I start drinking. And I call the extra 1 when I'm done.
It's a sneaky beer. It's a sneaky beer. It's got flavor. You're gonna get those flavors out of it. I like that part of it. They've hid the alcohol. It's nice. I would definitely recommend this. It would go really well with maybe like a caramel ice cream sundae, sort of dessert like that. I think it would pair really nicely with like a fudge brownie with ice cream on top or something like that. You can eat it like with dessert.
Cool.
Or you could have it with chicken. I mean, I don't know. Whatever you eat it with, you better invite me because that'll piss me off.
Better go with a McRib.
Or it would go well with a McRib.
Yeah, if they pick up their phones when you call them.
What's up?
The McRib.
But a fantastic brew, man. Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely recommend this. This is and it has a best by enjoy by February 3rd, 2019. So got a little bit of time on this one. Yeah. I'm really getting that Knob Creek, man. That now it settles in on you, man, which is a good sign. Because I don't give a rip. Whatever is on this label, I want to taste it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's good that, okay, maybe I'm not getting it so much on the nose. You're getting something, at least I am. I'm getting something different on the nose than I'm tasting, and then the after effects are even slightly different than that. So that's cool, man.
Good. All right. I'm gonna open up this, I'm gonna pop the top on this puppy.
Ooh, what do you got there?
Dragon's milk.
The banana? Is that a banana?
Banana coconut barrel aged.
Nice.
Hey, Mark, what brewery is that from?
New Holland.
Yeah, New Holland, yeah.
Oh, New Holland, Michigan.
Yep.
Okay.
It's 11%.
Ooh, you better watch out now.
Bourbon barrel aged, bourbon barrel aged with banana.
And how big's that bottle?
It's a 12 ounce bottle. Yeah. So a 4-pack was $13. So it's definitely a specialty. Ooh, I like that. I smell the banana already. There we go. That's dark.
That looks good.
And it's been about 45 minutes, so it's chilled, but it's not cold.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a real nice. It's like a banana pudding kind of aroma. Banana and coconut.
Dragons. We have this running joke at work about dragons. I'll the minute you know it, it's the minute you know what dragons mean.
Yeah. No, it's good. This is definitely you have to let warm up, or you're not going to get all the flavor. So you get a good mix of the banana and the coconut on this.
Like banana Foster at all?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, that does, man. That sounds.
Yeah. I recommend this. Very, very tasty.
Do you like it?
Yeah, 11%. So
you got 11,000 ratings on here. 5,400 in the last 30 days. Wow. 11% ABV, 31 IBUs, and Mark's got the first one, man. Look at this. 4.12, baby.
Yeah.
4.21, classified as an American Imperial Stout. A variant of Dragon's Milk. Dragon.
This guy.
I can't. These. I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of us kids at work, man. I swear. We're just.
Let us know about these dragons.
Knobs Creek and Dragon's Milk.
Yeah, there's no kids in here, right? But you like dragons, right? It's some people like dragons, right? And that's the question they'll ask you first. You like dragons? Yeah, you like when I'm dragging? You like it?
Jeez.
It's just like this running joke at work. I'm cracking open another one of these on hoppy lagers here from right here in sunny Arizona. Right here in Scottsdale. It's got the wide cans.
Wow. What the hell is that?
Oh yeah, I love these cans. Man.
What in the hell is that?
Where the whole top comes off. You could literally just drink out of the can.
Yeah, we have Sly Fox in Pennsylvania does a bunch of those. I've just had a few of those. They're good.
Really?
I like those.
I've never seen that. Oh my god.
It is the coolest thing because you could literally. This is the one time where I say you could, because this is like a glass now at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, you finally.
Joe, do you have a brown paper bag by any chance?
And look at this.
I think you need to put that in a brown paper bag, brother.
And I have to. We have all these things we have to do now, brother. We have to tappa, get all the bubbles out so it looks pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, you can see the carbonation in the middle there. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's still carbonation running up the middle. Love this new glass. Look at this thing.
Love it.
Glass got curves like a lava, baby. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
It's a perfect beer for this because this is classified by themselves as a hoppy lager. So. And that's a watermelon hoppy lager. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Look at that. So, and you can smell it immediately. because the top of the can is so wide, you can smell that watermelon immediately.
That's funny because it was always like put it in the glass, but now it's like, well, you still want to look at the color,
right?
Yeah,
you still want to. I mean, but like, let's say you were buying good craft beer like this to pack out somewhere, or maybe you're at the beach or wherever you're at outdoors. Well, and then sometimes you're just with your boys and you've already had one and you already know what the damn beer looks like, and you're like, I don't give a rip anymore. I just want to have some beers.
Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta have one, you gotta have three, right? Yeah.
Right? You gotta have 6. So there's a point that you get to, where, hey man, I still want to have, but now with good craft beer like this, where you can just crack the whole top of the can open.
That's cool.
Now you don't need solo cups or anything,
Yeah, that's freaking cool. I never seen that before.
So,
buy a 6-pack, go to the beach. It's a go.
And man, I love this glass. God, I saw a 4-pack of these glasses I had to have. The bottom's really, I don't know if you can tell, but the bottom is really weighty. So I like glasses like that where they feel balanced as you're drinking them because so it's really.
That's very cool. Hey, can I show you guys what I'm drinking?
Absolutely, man.
All right, here we go. I got the Shipyard over here. I got the Shipyard Smashed Pumpkin because I live in New York and it's cold and it's very fall-like and all the trees are changing color and all that good stuff. So I'm going to read the title. It says Shipyard's Brewing Company, which is from Maine, and Smashed Pumpkin Season with Shipyard Smashed Pumpkin. This big-bodied beer pours a light copper orange with pleasing aromas of pumpkin, cinnamon, and burnt sugar, balanced by a mild, lingering sweetness and a slightly warm, bitter finish. Smashed Pumpkin is a perfect beer for when the temperature starts to drop. To fully enjoy all the flavor, this ale is best drunk at 55 degrees Fahrenheit, IBUs of 20, and it's 9%. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Here we go. It's got that nice pumpkin-y type of light brown coppery color, which is what you want with the pumpkin ale. The nose is slightly alcoholic. You don't really taste all the spices in the pumpkin, but it's pleasant. I would say it's kind of what you want. It's not bad. It's a bit too. I mean, it's 9%, so it's very alcoholic. I mean, it's going to get the job done, but the flavor, I just think isn't really there. Yeah, I mean, it comes nothing toward the Southern Tier Pumpkin, Southern Tier Imperial. There's a couple of others. A Coffee Pumpkin. There's the Pumpkin. There's a Coffee Pumpkin, and there's another one. It doesn't come close to either one of the three. But really, Southern Tier. Have any of you guys ever had Southern Tier before?
Oh yeah, we have that on here regularly. I mean, do you really like Southern Tier's pumpkin?
I do, man. It's like pumpkin. It's like pumpkin pie. I mean, what they do is I appreciate the fact that they put the ingredients in the beer.
What I think some people have said that this year's gotten better, but boy, it fell off. Man, it had fallen off.
It started off really good, and then it started getting shitty. And I think recently it started getting a little bit better. Yeah. But if you ask me, they stopped putting as much as the pumpkin into that beer, for sure.
Or just fake pumpkin.
Yeah.
And pumpkin.
Yeah, when a pumpkin beer is coming out in July, for Christ's sake, what are we talking about here, man? You're compromising at some point.
Yeah. So what they did was they learned their lesson, and they stopped doing that. You already can't buy anymore. So do they have the supply? Yes. Are they holding it back? Yes. And I think that this is some new thing that they're trying to try. But yeah, it's they all already kind of did the damage. I think the only other pumpkin ale that I've liked is called Elysian. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can share it. But Elysian was pretty good. They had a really good pumpkin ale, and I mean, costed a lot of money. I don't know if I can find it, but yeah, I can't find it. I don't think I have a photo of it, but it was pretty good. Elysian. I don't know what brewery. I guess that's the brewery's name, but they were pretty good, and they get sold out pretty quickly. I think they are really, Southern Tier's competition. That and Schlafly. Schlafly makes a pretty good pumpkin ale too. Dogfish Head, I can't really say I like their pumpkin. Their pumpkin. I mean, what do you guys think? What are your favorite pumpkin ales?
Man, I have to admit, I'm not that into pumpkin beers.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't like them much either.
Yeah.
Me neither.
You guys all live in warm climates?
No,
don't.
When it gets cold,
Far from it.
It's cooled off here in Arizona. You can definitely tell it's fall here because it cooled off to 80, brother. I mean, in the 80s, I see lots of people with coats on, and it's there's coats and beanies being worn now, and
yeah, it's only like 90. It's only 80.
Yeah, you got to put the long shorts on now.
Yeah.
Oh, I can only imagine you going to the grocery store and having frozen goods. You must have to rush home so quick.
Oh yeah, when it's 100 and 500 degrees outside,
the ice cream's gonna be melted by the time you get home.
Oh yeah, you see people with every single kind of, what are those Yeti coolers and all that stuff? Yeah. Lots of that stuff happening here, man, because you'll never make it. It's like your car is an oven when you get into it instantly. I mean, your car, the minute you shut off your car, I mean, you can just feel the heat, man.
Yeah,
it's a thing. It's crazy.
I mean, over here it's probably like 51, 52 every day, and we kind of want to get into the mood, but the problem is it's just like, the beer just kind of really isn't up to par. I'm trying to be as positive as I can with this stuff. I mean, we want a fall beer. I mean, check this out, Joe. Do you know that I bought my own house?
Yeah, and I like it. I like what you're doing, man.
Thanks, man. If you look, wait, let me see here. Check this out. Oh, see, this is the Southern Tier right here. I got the tap handle, and this is I got this from Etsy.
Let's look at AJ
and it's
here.
a real. Excuse me. It's a real whiskey barrel. So if you look over here, the screws that I put in. When I was drilling in there for the screws, you could smell real burnt whiskey. It was absolutely amazing.
Oh,
absolutely amazing when you were drilling through it. So this is really, really a whiskey barrel table. It's pretty cool. I mean, Etsy's got a lot of really cool stuff. Private craftsmen, and carpenters, and welders, and they all kind of make their own craft, and they sell it on Etsy. And they've really got some pretty incredible stuff. I really love Etsy. It's some really cool. Really, really, really cool stuff. So, and this guy over here, I got from upstate New York, and I just got a whole bunch of different taps on eBay. So it's kind of fun, I just kind of switch it up to whatever mood I feel or whatever season it is. If it's, November, October, November, you do the pumpkin ale. If it's Christmas, you get the Christmas ale, spring ale, summer ale. My friend from Boston comes down, I put the Sam Adams on there, whatever you got to do,
Yeah, that's
So,
kind of yeah. Wait a minute, you have a friend in Boston?
Yeah, I got one. I got one.
Yeah, we kind of help those people out, right? Yeah. they have friends too, right?
Those people, right?
Joe, listen, they've been winning the World Series a lot lately, but I met her back in 2002, and that's when the Red Sox hadn't won for 100 years, and I kind of felt bad for her. And that's the way I first met her. I used to feel bad for people from Boston because they didn't win anything, and so now they're getting a little arrogant. What can you do?
It's well. Speaking of Boston, I mean it's. The conversation has come up this week with dynasties, and the Patriots dynasty has happened for so long that you've got players like LaDainian Tomlinson, right? That were drafted when the dynasty started. He had his career, retired, waited the required waiting period to get in the Hall of Fame, and is in the Hall of Fame, and the dynasty is still going. That's how long this dynasty's having. We've had guys that have been drafted, had a whole career, retired, and are now waited the 5 years and are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's how long this dynasty has gone on. That's greatness, man. That's
and Brady still throws at least 36 touchdowns a year.
I mean, he's
40 a year easily.
The guy's incredible, man. I mean, I really do admire Brady. I really do. I don't care for the Patriots too much, but God Almighty, you have to admire that greatness. That's insane.
Oh yeah, like I don't hate the players. I think the Red Sox are amazing ball players. It's just when the fans like burn New York flags and shit, I just can't really agree with that. I think they're great players, you know.
Yeah, it's the same shit though. What are you talking about?
What's that?
They do the same thing.
No, we do not do anything, dude.
Oh, come on, you.
No, we do nothing, dude. You know what? I went to this beer conference in Providence, right? It was like February, and they just start chanting "Yankees suck." Like you'll never hear that in New York. We don't care. Like we really don't. We've got the Mets and the Yankees and all these other. It's like no one cares in Boston. That's all they think about. It's just like, yeah, they're chanting "Yankees suck" at a beer fest in Providence, Rhode Island, in like February. I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, good Lord, you guys are obsessed. We don't really care. It's like, Jesus. I remember that.
Well, to turn the page here a little bit, we've got a story that I meant to bring up a while back, and I'm just now getting to it. But it's Big Beer getting into weed.
Yeah, what I'm talking about.
Big
Beer. That's an edible drink right now, Tom. You need an edible drink, right?
Yeah.
So you have one of the descendants, Adolphus A. Bush V, branching out from beer to buds.
You see, Budweiser. See, that makes perfect sense.
He's going to be selling CO2 extracted hash pens across Colorado with plans to expand into flower sales and jump into other states.
What?
So, but what's kind of cool in this piece as they talk about it, the Bush is part of that, selling out to InBev, was they were basically booted out of the Adolphus Bush. They don't have anything to do with Budweiser anymore. He borrowed some money from his dad to start his company, but he wants to make it quite clear though that he has nothing to do with Budweiser, but he is trying to get into. Well, he's not trying. He is getting into cannabis. So, pretty interesting, man. So, what is that going to do for? What do you think that'll do for cannabis moving forward? You've got,
he wants them to know that he has nothing to do with the name, but he'll trade on that name for his new product.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly, right? Yeah.
It's almost like, does everyone want to get high while they drink beer? Do you know what I mean? It's almost like a small niche of people that can be like, I want to get high tonight and drink a beer. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, he's let me see here. So we are currently filling our disposable vapes with CO2 oil, and that's what he's trying to sell. He's trying to sell CO2 oil. So instead of BHO or distillate, and I don't know what all these differences are. Weed is on a whole different level from when I was, in high school.
BHO is butane oil.
Oh, is it?
Now they have like those butane.
Better.
They use the liquid and they put the weed in like a compactor, and it's like a glass tube, and they spray it through, and the liquid that they get at the bottom, they put that in a burner, and they burn off the butane, and they have like an extract. It's like a very like thick substance of marijuana.
I bet. Yeah, CO2 is probably a similar type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So but in any case, that's what he's trying to get into. That's the part of it that he's trying to get into. It's big business, man. I mean, even here in Arizona, it's all over the place, man. And these shops are getting big. Like I say, it's no different than when you go to Best Buy and you walk out of Best Buy with a bag that says Best Buy, and everybody knows what Best Buy is. They know the brand. Heck, I don't even go to these, what do they call them, distilleries?
Dispensaries?
Dispensaries. I don't even go to these dispensaries, and I know some of the brands here in Arizona now. I know some. So when I see the bags, I'm like, oh, that person was at a dispensary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that. I know at least visually what that logo looks like now. It's that crazy.
It's different in every state. Over here, we have it's something called Beverage Barn. And the way that these beverage barns existed was they just used to sell tons of soda and bottled water and whatnot. And, supermarkets started selling the stuff, so they started going out of business. And what they did to save themselves was sell craft beer. And like in a lot of states, I hear that you have to really go to like Whole Foods to get craft beer. But in Long Island, you really don't have to. You can get craft beer anywhere, especially the beverage barns and a lot of other independently owned beverage centers. It's kind of cool. It's like, actually my friend in Texas, he said the same thing. They have something called ice houses in Texas. In Houston, it's called the West Alabama Ice House. And over there, they used to just have these sorts of, before refrigeration, you used to buy a big block of ice. And somehow, some way, after refrigeration was invented, they somehow kept themselves in business by kind of like migrating over to beer. And their kind of grandfather clause, I don't really understand the whole idea behind it, but their grandfather claused into a lot of old laws that allow them to have the amount of property that they have, the amount of tax benefits that they have, and whatnot. So if any one of you guys are actually ever in Houston, check out the West Alabama Ice House, and it's a huge property, and it's like a big giant German beer garden. It's incredible. I mean, I think that state laws, kind of affect alcohol in general, but beer differently. And because of that, like in New York, for example, you can't buy beer in liquor stores. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, though. It just kind of, all of these different laws kind of end up in unique beer cultures for every state. And I think that's kind of interesting.
Do they sell marijuana?
Marijuana? No. Unfortunately, not.
Damn, well, I'm not going there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. It's insane.
No weed, no mark.
No weed, no mark. Exactly. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I have to say hello to Jay Danbridge too, man. Dan Ridge, thank you, man.
Yeah. Do you have a rough guess who Jay Dandridge might be, Joe?
That sounds familiar.
I bet it's Jay Vega, malt liquor.
No, not Jay Vega. It's one of our more frequent commenters.
Malt Mustang?
No, definitely not Malt Mustang.
Is that the chairman?
No. Havana.
Oh, Havana.
That's Havana.
Oh, that's right.
International Sky. He's got so many names. Yeah.
You know, these cats have a lot of. I don't get that. They have a lot of channels.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to hide under layers.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with it. That makes my head hurt. I'm like, oh.
Well, you know, Steel Worldwide has at least 2.
Yeah, he has. At least, right? But he has more than that. I thought we had a report on that a while back.
Yeah, and multiple.
Oh, for the chairman, no, he just has. As far as I know, he just has his 2 handles.
Okay.
Steel Worldwide too.
Well, I'll change the tone again and bring up another interesting piece that I have had in the queue for quite a while. Now we know that they have made craft beer from a lot of different stuff, even stuff that comes from humans to make, craft beer that has been filtered and all this sort of stuff. But what do you guess they're making from human pee now?
Pee?
Are they making an alcohol from pee?
They're making bricks out of human urine. So there's here's a piece that I'll share with you that I thought was interesting. We talked to the graduate student who made bricks, human pee.
That's nasty. I'll tell you this, man. If you look here, that's all thin brick. That's thin brick. But what I made sure is that they said, do you want New York used thin brick? You can buy it by city, Boston, Milwaukee, San Francisco, whatever you want. I said, do I want them used? No, I want new, because I don't know where the hell that brick has been. It could have been like a sewer system. I have no way. It could have been like, anywhere. I said, no, I'm going to go with the new thin brick. I'm not going to go with pee thin brick, piss thin brick, shit brick. I'm not going with anything like that, man. I'm going with brand new clay.
You've got a South African graduate student, right? Suzanne Lambert has now unveiled bricks about as strong as clay bricks produced with human pee.
Oh, so they use the.
But there's enough clay. It's not like oil.
True, right?
There's plenty of clay.
Called microbial carbonate precipitation. Basically, they begin with sand containing bacteria that produce an enzyme called urease. Is that right? Urease eats the urea in the pee and produces calcium carbonate, cooling the sand in place.
Okay. So you got to have a lot. You got to have a lot of piss to make bricks.
So, but why pea bricks? According to the University of Cape Town press release, they're better, right? They are better for the environment because they can be formed at room temperature. By contrast, kiln-fired bricks must be heated to 1400 degrees Celsius and produce lots of carbon dioxide. Plus, it's surely a better use for your pee than whatever you're currently doing with it.
I'll take the carbon dioxide. It doesn't smell like pee. Does it smell? They're avoiding the question. Does it smell?
Here, I see a red flag here, Joe. And what it is they want to try and use technology to try and avoid using kiln-fired bricks. And also, you've got even down in your area, New Mexico and Arizona, adobe bricks have been made for years by using mud and clay. And it's hot enough outside where you just pull them out of the mold and you just let them sit for a couple of days and they're done.
So people have been doing it for thousands of years.
Yep. And all it is just another way to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. That's nasty.
What do you think, Zach? Would you use bricks to construct something in your brewery that were made from urine?
Yeah, it's just recycled water.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, what the fuck? What do you think the sun? All this bullshit Coca-Cola that you drank? Like,
it's piss.
Oh, everything that you drink is piss. People are so fucking sensitive.
Listen, if this was, if you can make piss gasoline, I'll be for that. But it just doesn't feel like we have a shortage of clay.
Yeah, piss
Piss gasoline, piss oil, I'm cool with.
Yeah.
If you complain about the
Saudi
smell,
Arabia, that's fine with me. But clay is everywhere.
Yeah, you're like
enough clay.
way more comfortable that with the clay.
yeah, but if you're complaining about the smell on the brick, your car's gonna smell like piss.
I'm sorry, your clay has piss in it too.
Oh, what, like 18 million year old woolly mammoth piss?
Even those new pin bricks you have there, they got piss in
No,
a little bit.
That's called the cycle. Right? If your clay apparently doesn't have piss in it, like that's how the cycle of everything works. It gets put into the world, it gets taken out of the world, and it gets put back in.
So Coach has
everything is a generation of waste.
Coach says, does condensation from a brick smell good? When you get the bricks that sweat, I mean, do they smell like piss? Or how does that work?
Yeah, does it smell like nasty? Smell like a dirty bag of truck stop.
And Chris Clark says, I'm sorry, I know there are all kinds of adjuncts out there, but I have to draw the line somewhere. I mean, come on, man. It's just, how far do we take this technology, man?
I don't even know what was the question, though.
It was, I don't know if it was as much of a question as it was just bringing the light, the latest invention, really, which was a scientist from South Africa is learned that she can make bricks that are just as strong or stronger than clay bricks from pea.
Well, there's a country that's 5,000 years behind.
Yeah. And I would assume they've got clay all over the damn place, right? I mean, they've got all kinds of dirt,
I'm sure they got enough clay. They got clay. It's part of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird, man.
You missed our piece about the Anheuser, the son for Adolphus Bush the Fifth, is getting into weed. He's getting into the weed business now over there in Colorado. What was he making? CO2 oil or something like that?
Yeah.
So you've got basically Big Beer getting into weed now.
Wasn't it a matter of time before they fucked everything else too?
So does that mean there's going to be macro weed and micro weed? Is there going to be a craft weed scene?
Isn't there over? I mean, I guess you have to be part of it. Like, isn't there already a craft weed scene?
I think isn't kind of right now the whole weed scene all craft? But now the interesting question, Bum, is does Billy D, is there a mall weed scene?
Oh, are we going back to part 2? No.
But there's been a lot of hemp beers. I mean, I've seen hemp beers for years.
Yeah, and there's hemp waters. We know about Big Beer getting into the weed water.
Yeah.
Heck, I think you've got like Pepsi or Coke that's making. One of their companies is making.
They're putting THC and they have different levels of different amounts of THC in the water.
5% and 10%.
Legal amounts of THC in Manhattan. They've got weed trucks now that make like chocolates with weed. And the thing is, it's legal to have a certain percentage of THC in anything. So it's lower than that. It's like 1% and 2%. And so the cops just don't bother. But if you look at the truck, it's all weeded out, like with weed, everything, with just like picture Snoop Dogg on it. It's got like everything. But it's like, dude, it's not that much weed. It's not that much THC.
No pictures of Willie Nelson on the truck.
Yeah, exactly. They're bullshitting, It's not that much.
Not enough to really do anything with the full advantage of it.
Yeah, they're just bullshitting people. But it's got some. And I think that the hemp beers might have some. I don't know what the percentage of THC is, if there's any, but I've definitely seen it and I've drank it. I'll just tell you guys right now, personally, I've smoked weed and I've had a very negative reaction from it in my body. It just a very, very negative reaction. Kind of beer and alcohol is my thing. I don't react well to weed. I kind of thought I was going to die and everything, but I've drank the hemp beer, but none of that happened to me. Just regular alcohol.
No, the hemp is completely different. It's same family but different. So,
and they're making making those liquid products like that, at least as far as the press releases that we covered on the show, to kind of compare with having a can of beer. So they're making them.
So Joe, if I can jump in.
Sure, absolutely.
What I think you're talking about as far as what was in the news, is New Belgium's what was it called, the Hemperor?
Yeah.
That's what's sparking this conversation. There's multiple other breweries doing it. Can they ever get it processed? I really don't think so. We're gonna see some really good like hemp beers, but you're never gonna see like beers that get you high.
Yeah.
The government is never going to allow.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to take advantage of that, trying to make people feel as if it will get you drunk and high at the same time, but it won't. Yeah,
and it's not going to. What you're going to see is hemp beers, maybe some CBD beers. That would be a whole nother industry in beer. As far as doing some medical stuff.
Yeah.
But extraction on, and I'm not an expert on cannabis or any of that, but extraction for those oils, while it's a cousin of weed, it's a very different process. It's a very higher temperature process as far as what I understand is if we were to take, say, when we do homebrew, I'll break it down to homebrew because I think most people in the forum can understand homebrew. An ounce of going to give you a fairly light 5-gallon beer. Now, if we talk about 4 to 5 ounces of hops into your homebrew, that's going to be your IPA. If you're talking 4 to 5 ounces of weed in a beer, that's hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
For not much of a reaction, because the oil is extracted at such different temperatures.
Yep.
It's why they're to some of the higher oil contents and stuff. And I think that's why you won't ever see the difference. I don't see it here in Denver because we're not competitors. How big is it, Joe? You and Mark and Tom, you guys have all been here in Denver. And you've seen beer and weed do not compete.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Then you got to worry about reactions wise, like marijuana. Certain strains are supposed to do this, this, and this, and when you mix the alcohol for certain people, who knows if it gives them different reactions and
yeah.
Well, and I know just from hanging out, Tom is a dude that loves some very good cannabis.
Yes.
But Tom also loves a lot of good beer. Tom learned how to mix those while he was here. Those were never really the same path for Tom while he was here. New York has a. If you live in New York, I think it's a great city, but I think it's a city of we don't really know anything about shit. Because
you saying I live in a shithole?
No, you say
no.
Shithole,
I'm saying
huh?
Boston.
Just another
Boston
shithole,
has
I guess.
better pizza. Boston and Chicago have better pizza.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Jersey's got a better hot dog.
He went there. Oh my god.
And
Chicago's
most
got great
people
pizza,
have
but
better
it's
weed.
not pizza. It tastes good, but it's not pizza.
New York is just a place that has shit that other people have already done better.
No, New York is where everything started and where you guys copied off of us. That's what it is. New York is where all the immigrants came in from Ellis Island, started this shit, and then you guys bastardized it. Basically, that's what New York is.
Oh man!
You're like, let me put all this shit on a hot dog, you know? They put like some cucumbers and like fucking broccoli on a freaking hot dog, you know? let me make a pizza fucking 3 inches tall, you know? Sicilian immigrants came from Ellis Island directly to New York. By the time it got out to Chicago, I don't know what the fuck happened.
I'm just saying, Joe the Blake up in Boston, Boston kicks New York's ass in pizza.
The Boston's got good food, but I don't know pizza. Maybe I should try it. I don't know. I don't know how many Italians went to Boston, but
there's tons of
crap
Italians.
load of
all
Italians.
right, that could be good.
Tons of Irish and Italians.
Yeah, a lot of Irish. I heard a lot of Irish in Boston.
Boston's actually, I will give some credit to Boston for this because they're known for their seafood, but you know, a lot of people know them for lobster and all this and that. But one of the other secrets of Boston is the Italian food. When you go to Boston, there's some of the best Italian food in Boston because I've had Italian food in Boston.
Speaking of Boston and Italians, you guys heard that Whitey Bulger was killed this week, right?
I heard that. Got the articles out of the paper.
He was killed by a mafia hitman from Boston who gouged his eyes out and beat him with a lock and a sock.
Was that in prison? In prison, he was.
In prison. Yeah.
He recently was moved to a supermax too.
Yeah. And I think there's going to be more stuff comes out. I think somebody conveniently, because he was in a wheelchair, I think someone conveniently left him in a spot and said, "Okay, you've got 5 minutes to do what you need to do," and they came in and killed him. Yeah, I mean, I think I think it was a hit.
He was like 80 years old or some crap too, wasn't he?
Yeah, dude was old.
81, right?
Yeah. But he was killed by a guy who was in prison for being convicted as a mafia hitman in Boston. So, yeah. He was
very scary.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like I don't want to stand up for criminals, but I feel the justice system, if it's going to pull all that time and effort into making sure someone's got a fair trial, you got to make sure that the person's, is safe in jail too. I mean, he's going to get murdered the second he walks into jail, and the fair trial doesn't.
I think I don't know if we'll ever hear about it, but it seems like somebody was paid off to just like kind of leave him in his wheelchair for to see what happens.
Yeah, I know, and that's kind of a problem with the justice system. I believe in fair trials and everything like that. But if you're put into jail and some dude in the prison system wants to murder you, then fair trial doesn't matter anymore. I really feel that even no matter what you do, man, when you go to jail, you still have to be safe.
Yeah.
I don't want to stand up for criminals. I'm not trying to be that way, but
Next time I'm in prison, I'll make sure I'm safe.
All right.
Good luck.
Wear your butt plug, Mark. Wear your butt plug.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I read about that. That's scary.
Yeah. But a little shout out to Boston there. Boston.
I'm happy that Jeffrey Dahmer got murdered in prison, though. That I'm happy about.
You know what Jeffrey Dahmer said to the judge when he passed sentence on him?
He licked his lips.
Nope.
Oh, you look tasty, Judge.
No, come on, Judge. Have a heart.
Oh my God.
Yo, dude.
Oh, come on, Judge. Have a heart.
Judge, you look tasty, Judge.
Eat it.
All right. I'm going to, Joe, I hope I'll help you out here. What is everybody looking forward to the holiday beers?
Yes.
Holiday beers. They hit the stores this week.
Yeah, well, I've already had holiday beers now for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think it's October.
What are you looking for in the craft beer mind? Like, what are you looking for? Are you still wanting the same bullshit, or are we done with pumpkin beer?
We just talked about that too. And I don't really give a damn if I have a pumpkin in each season. And the same thing with Christmas beers. I'm not necessarily that into Christmas beers. There's certain
what are you looking for
around for a while, like who's that one? That brewery from San Francisco,
Anchor
Steam.
I'll try to have that every year because that one's pretty solid every year. As far as a holiday, as far as a Christmas beer goes, but
Have you ever had a gingerbread beer? Like a gingerbread?
Yeah. I'm just not that into. My holiday beers, are like your fall beers. I like the fall beers rather than the pumpkin beers.
You mean like the Oktoberfest? Or what's a fall beer? What's a good fall beer for you, Joe?
Yeah, like you're different. I would rather have an Oktoberfest beer than a pumpkin beer. I would rather have a good seasonal Marzen. And then I like what I like about the Christmas sort of time of year. The winter, I do like the different winter ales that come out. I like that style. I like the different. Oh my God, what do you call them? The real strong.
Old ale.
No, well, the old ales too, as well. Oh my God, what's that? We just barley wines. Yeah, I like all the different barley wines that come out this time of year. That's one of my favorite styles as well. So a lot of different seasonals, barley wines that come out this time of year that I would rather.
So I feel like me and you just. I feel like I had to try to find your craft beer clip.
You what?
Bob heard it. It's on.
Yeah, because I just don't really the Christmas beers don't really don't really float my boat that much.
Well, how about like the Budweiser that was the Jim Beam Budweiser? And I think I tend to do that, Joe.
What do you
think about that? What do you think about anything this flavored?
I had that last year when that came out. And that's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I sampled that 1 year. You could barely taste anything different about it. It tasted more like the other beers that they came out with in that series.
Yeah.
It was very hard to distinguish between those beers in that series. I think I've had 3 of them in that series that they came out.
Tasted like he drank a bottle of Jim Beam and pissed into a can.
Perfect.
Hey, Andrew, I got a couple of buddies up there in Minneapolis right now, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are real good friends from here in Denver. And she's one of the actual few, she's only the 7th advanced Cicerone woman in the whole world.
Oh, good shit.
And her brewer boyfriend are hitting their 700th brewery in Minneapolis and St. Paul this weekend.
Oh,
so
cool.
They're hitting 29 breweries up in your area this weekend.
Wow.
There's enough of them.
Yeah, they hit their 700th. They did Midas. Is it Midas?
Yeah,
the one with Budweiser attacked.
Yeah.
The
not sure on that.
The one thing that I do know that we have in the share a beer community here is vapors, right? We have people that vape. That's now I'm curious. We're going to go just by the headline on this story real quick because I'm trying to catch up on some of these stories.
Modus. It was Modus, Andrew.
Does anybody vape Viagra?
Talking about having some fun right there.
The FDA was trying to put out a warning to everybody, and that's where this story comes from. The FDA says not okay to vape Viagra. I guess vaping Viagra is a thing. Does anybody?
They're just taking the hard line on that.
Oh, look!
Mark got it. Mark got it. All right.
Yes.
That was great, Mark.
Well done. Well done. Yes. That.
Are you supposed to do it like in a sensual way? Like, hold on, baby.
Yeah, hold on.
Let me take a couple rips of this vape real quick.
Yeah,
that makes about as much sense as vaping Carolina Reaper peppers.
I mean, swallowing a tablet ain't that hard, you know.
Even while they were writing the piece, they said that the Throbbing Mad Agency issued a stiff warning.
Well, wait, you said whoa,
this sounds like an onion.
Whoa.
Throbbing Mad.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, but
This sounds like an onion piece.
So the next time you see someone vaping, you just have to wonder what they're vaping. I mean, you just.
Yeah.
I know a dude who vapes. Now I know why he vapes.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, stay away from me. Keep at least a couple. It's like having that at least like 100 feet. Between me and you. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how big you are and everything, but okay, at least 1 foot. At least 1 foot.
I see his hands, Joe. I don't see his hands.
Stay away.
Vaping, stay 6 inches away.
Yeah.
6 inches, some guys might be, I'd say 1 foot, just being safe 1 foot. Yeah.
Yeah, you're giving Havana like light years of ammunition.
Yeah. He's getting the knowledge of a 40-year-old right now. He's only 16.
Yeah.
Now he's 17 now.
17,
exactly. Going on 18. Closer to 18 now than he's ever been in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. That's so. I mean, if you vaped and you have an erection for longer than 4 hours, go see your doctor. If you see someone vaping and they've had an erection for longer than 4 hours, you know what's been in that vape, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious when I read it, man. It was like, you got to be kidding me. People vape Viagra. I mean,
sure.
So I guess what they've been doing is crushing the pills and then vaping it. There's even been people been caught smuggling Viagra across the border.
That's crazy.
By crushing it. They crush it into a powder, and then try to smuggle it across the border, and somehow they catch it. And I guess what they're doing is putting it in capsules when they get across the border.
Yeah,
selling it that way. It's crazy
because they're not looking for big bags of white powder, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Hello.
No, bags of blue powder.
Blue powder. Exactly. There you go.
Well, I'm just saying, I need a restraining order from all these people who vape now, man. At least 1 foot.
Restraining order from.
Yeah, and now you got to watch out for vapors, man.
1 foot restraining order from every vapor there is.
Coach has got some interesting comments, of course.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Where is Coach to save the world tonight?
Yeah.
Coach can offer some good stuff to counteract New York.
Coach says he can't jump in tonight for some reason.
Yeah, I tried posting the link a couple times, but it wouldn't post in a way that he couldn't join in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. I'm actually talking on my iPhone right now because I don't have a webcam. And when I clicked on Joe's link, it just went to an error page. But when I did it on my desktop, it actually worked, but I didn't have a webcam on my computer. So if you're trying to do this on your phone, it's going to be a problem. That luckily for me, I had this Google group hangout thing from 2015 already set up, so I just tapped on it and I was able to join. But I think it's if you're using a mobile device, that URL that Joe shared may not work.
Yeah,
but it does
Coach
work
has
on the
never had a problem before. That's the weird thing. Coach joins in all the time.
Coach, and for the others, I just posted the link into the Google Plus. So if you're able to get into the Google Plus, try that way. I forgot to post it.
It might just, John. It might be a glitch in taste of shitty pizza.
Good one, Zach. Good one.
I have one that have gotten in, and it might just be a glitch.
It might just be a glitch.
Yeah, maybe if they had better pizza, right?
You gotta come over to Boston, right?
If you just get some Blinkers pizza,
dude, what's that pizza in freaking Don Pepe's in New Haven? Unbelievable pizza. So
no, New Haven's legit pizza.
Dude,
all right.
That is so good. Garlic and pepperoni on the pizza, dude. I can't even tell you. I have sex with that fucking pizza.
No, but do you know what a New Haven style pizza is?
Is it like Don Pepe's? I don't know.
What New Haven style pizza is it's a white pizza with clam, garlic, and bacon on it.
Okay.
Ooh, that would be a good pizza.
New Haven pizza.
That's
shit's good. It's good, dude. It's good.
That sounds like you just completely jacked up a pizza.
Oh no, Joe. Joe, when you're in Denver next time, I'm taking you to get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't put like sea bugs on pizza.
Oh
yeah, I don't know. The clams are kind of weird, but they do know what they're doing over in New Haven. I gotta say that.
You don't put
no,
sea.
Yeah.
No, it's pieces of snot, Joe.
Complete
clams contain pieces of snot.
Yeah. I don't put snot or bugs on my.
Next time you're here, you're coming to a brewery in here in Denver.
No fruiting my beer.
No fruity beers.
No.
What was that blueberry beer, Joe D? You remember that blueberry beer that you didn't really like? I liked it though. I liked it. That shit was mad blueberry. I liked it. I'm not really into blueberry beers. It was from Baldwinsville, New York. I don't remember. Wild Blue?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Wild Blue. Yeah.
When it comes to like your old videos, man, I remember that shit from like 10 years ago. I just do. I mean, that's when
those that
I
don't
was super into YouTube. You know.
Sunil, right? That's how you say your name.
Yeah.
He's my oldest fan, for not by age, but just he's been around almost since the very beginning. I mean, he's been following me forever. So
forever. Yo, I'm gonna show you something, right? With my new, with this, what I did here was I have all of my pictures from my travels from all over the world.
Oh, cool!
And you've got everything here from Thailand. I mean, you've got St. Lucia. You've got Germany right here. You got Athens, Greece. You've got South Korea. But let me show you the most important one. Let me show you the most important one. Right there.
Albuquerque.
Right there.
There we are, man.
Right there. That's Joe D.
That's the Dodger hat on backwards right there.
Chama River Brewing Company.
Yep, Chama River.
Right there.
Yep, right there.
Chama River Brewing Company, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've been following you since, like, you just started. And for me, it's like a part of my, you know, I'm like 37 now, but back then I was 26, 27. And it's kind of like a part of, like, you know, growing up and everything like that. And when I went on a road trip across the country, I met up with Joe D, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I privately messaged him, and he was kind enough to give me his phone number and everything. And yeah, I met up with the guy, and it was incredible. We got some kick-ass barbecue too. Remember that, Joe?
Yeah.
We had Chama River, and we got some kick-ass barbecue.
Joe?
I drove from New York to Albuquerque and now to LA, up to Seattle and back. That was a long drive. I still have that car.
Yeah. Oh, you still have the car?
Still have that car. I still have that car. It's got 155,000 miles on it.
Awesome.
And after all the money I've spent on this condo, I don't really have the money for a new car, so I got to make that. I mean, look at this place, dude. I spent like all my money. I spent all my money on this.
But you've done a great job with that place. I've followed your post
on Instagram.
You've done a great job.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. You know, I went nuts. And here we are. And Joe and Mark and everyone else over there, if you guys are over in New York, please let me know.
Yeah, I will definitely. I'll reach out because I will be there sooner or later because I have to see my family and stuff that's out there. But every once in a blue moon, for those that I have some diehards now that watch, and every once in a blue moon, you'll see me refer to, or you'll hear me refer to, just my longest fan ever that doesn't jump on that much, but I know he still watches, and there he is right there.
Because I text you, you know I'm still there, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I do appreciate all the support. Absolutely. He has reached out, and we've met up. It was a lot of fun, man. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's great, man. It's been wonderful. Joe, you've been one of the guys who really got me into beer. You know, I used to drink Milwaukee's Beast before this, you know.
Well, I think what's fun is that, as I was making beer reviews, I was getting into beer myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was switching from that typical Bud or Bud Light guy to different craft beers as craft beer was actually evolving, into what it is now. It was already pretty evolved, but I mean, it was really blooming at that time. So it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been great.
Tons of fun. And definitely a conversation starter. I mean, we've got microbreweries, we got nano breweries opening up all over New York City and Long Island. I mean, it's a great conversation starter. It's a great way to meet people. It's a great way to get into the community. It's a lot of fun, and I really, really love the culture around it,
Yeah.
I really love the culture. And I know one of the people here is from Denver. I went to the Great American Beer Festival, and I volunteered there, and it was absolutely incredible. The Great American Beer Festival, that was back in 2012, and I volunteered there, and it was absolutely incredible experience. So, I mean, beer is really like a sort of community, and it's nationwide, it's global, actually, and a lot of people get to know each other, a lot of friendships are made, and a lot of positive things happen. Yeah.
I have a really good question.
What? I'm just afraid to ask. What do you got there, Zach?
What's that?
No, I'm just curious. Like, you're from New York and all, and like just being part of the show, like you kind of just gotta get used to taking shit, anyways. I don't even know if this is a New York question. You mentioned the island.
I mentioned what?
Is the beer on Staten Island just as hard to take in as the people?
What was that?
Is the beer on Staten Island just as hard to take in as the people?
What is the one? Flagship, right? That's the one from Staten Island?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Flagship. No, Staten Island's fine. Jersey's got the nasty ass water, dude.
Thanks for mentioning Jersey. That'll upset the chat room right there.
No, it's not. It's not Jersey residents' fault. It's that their water is chlorinated like a swimming pool water, bro. It's not. No, people from Jersey hate it. People from Jersey want clean water and they can't get it. So, like, it's I got tons of friends in New Jersey. You know, the water tastes like pool water, man. It's just the water, dude. It usually they use a lot of filtered water in Jersey. If you're gonna go to a brewery, I went to Magnifying Brewing Company. It's like near Parsippany. I've been to tons and tons of breweries out in Jersey, and they use filtered water. Yeah, got to be filtered.
Well, anybody watching, just to completely change the whole tone, anybody watching the Alabama game right now?
No.
Alabama LSU.
What's the score?
I was watching West Virginia before.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Shit.
Georgia.
I got my ghetto ass YouTube TV, so I want to see.
Georgia. Okay. Playing Alabama, probably.
Alabama.
You've got 4 minutes and 47 seconds left, and it's 9-0 Alabama. Wow, I would have thought they would have been much higher than that. So LSU must be doing a pretty good job with their defense, man. Holding them down.
LSU's going for the corn dogs, right?
They're going what?
They're known for their corn dogs, right?
Corn dogs. I don't
know.
Alabama at LSU. Yeah, I got it on YouTube.
I heard they had really good corn dogs down there in Louisiana.
Corn dogs?
Hey, Joe, who's LSU?
I mean, Joe, you've traveled the country. Where's the best corn dog you've ever had?
What university is LSU, you know?
Louisiana. Is there such a thing now? Do you really like? Okay, when it comes to corn dogs, let's put a little thought to this. When was the last time you were like, "Damn, that's the best corn dog I've ever had in my life"?
I mean, it depends on a lot of wienering. Up where Andrew is, they got a lot of good wienering up where Andrew is.
Yeah, Minnesota State Fair, I think, sells the most corn dogs or
the fuck is
Toronto pups that you could sell in 2 weeks.
And I knew Andrew would have a wiener stat about corn dogs.
Wiener stat.
Look it up. It's common knowledge.
Common knowledge.
Wieners and fish.
You know what? Zach is making me completely. I have never asked this question before in my life. What is the best corn dog? I Googled it, and I got 50 places for corn dogs in Phoenix.
Oh, there are good ones in Phoenix.
On Foursquare. So the number one is Chase Field.
That's sad.
The number one best corn dog is at the ballpark, at the baseball stadium, which makes sense.
It's only $1.50, really? Wow.
If you get $1.50 corn dog in Chase Field, I'm going.
Fucking New York, you pay like $8.50 for a freaking anything. Hot dog,
$1.50
bottle
corn
of water.
dog. Enough said, right there. Yeah. Boom,
dude.
You're still there.
Thirsty Camel at the Phoenician, District American, Kitchen and Wine Bar. Here's your top 15 list for corn dogs. Quick Trip is one of them. Hello, the gas station.
They're here in the Midwest.
Yeah, they're everywhere. And like that's the best place to get a corn dog? I don't know, man.
Easiest place.
Yeah, Sonic, of course. Sonic's even below Quick Trip. There you go.
Oh, Joe, you're a trucker.
I am not. I'm not one that likes to put, hot dogs on a stick in my mouth.
At Minnesota State Fair, everything is on a stick. They have pork chops on a stick, brats on a stick, you name it.
Andrew, can we just regulate that to the season that it is of voting season? You put anything in a stick, you put it in your mouth or your ass.
I knew that was coming. Andrew said Andy set himself up for that one.
Go, Andy, man.
And you want to know something, Joe? I don't care.
Yeah,
you have to consider the mindset of everybody in this room and in the chat.
Okay, so now that we are past Halloween, what do we do with our extra candy? Does anybody have extra candy? Did anybody hand out candy for Halloween? How did that? What's that process?
I give it to my wife. She takes it to work, and everybody else eats it. That's what happens.
Is that pretty much follow the same pattern?
I put it on a stick and fuck.
Mom's been buying the big boxes of Rice Krispie bars from Costco the last couple of years. Been giving one of them to each of the kids. This year, there's 60 in a box, and I only gave out 56 of them. Only gave out basically one box of Rice Krispie bars.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
not actually not very much compared to what some of my neighbors got up the hill. They got over 120 kids.
Wow.
I got less than 60.
I bet you I had
mortgage to feed the kids.
I had
120 kids.
15 groups of kids here.
That's wow. That's actually pretty good, guys. I didn't hardly get it.
Joe scared all his away with his subwoofer.
Yeah. That's it. Scare them away. That's it. That's what you got to do.
We a couple years ago, we had families driving their kids over here from other parts of St. Paul. And the worst thing about it is people were driving around the neighborhood like NASCAR drivers. And you got little kids walking the sidewalks, crossing the streets. And it's like myself and a couple of my neighbors were like, this is nuts.
So what was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving?
What was your Halloween deal there, Bum? Did you hand out candy or did you?
No, the kids know better than to come within 100 feet of my house.
All lights are off.
Yeah, he just.
Truthfully, my street's been quiet for like the last 10 years. There's no kids that come around, and it's reached the point where I don't even bother buying candy. I live on a short street, and nobody comes around anymore.
Yeah.
And
you're actually the only one wearing a candy shirt.
Well, in case anybody would come, I do remain supplied. but nobody has. So, after Halloween's over, I just use whatever I bought and I just shave with them.
That's crazy.
Okay, that's great.
Usually, like in the suburbs, yeah, that's a problem. But here in Queens, like I did so many trick or treaters, I can't even go back inside my house. I got to stand outside because there's just so many trick or treaters, like every 10 seconds. But
the weather here was pretty nice. It was like low 50s.
But if you go to the suburbs,
stood
forget it.
outside.
No trick or treaters all in the suburbs.
Joe, I feel like to interrupt, though, we have to ask the Queens dude one of the biggest share beer questions. Just because he seems new here, and what the fuck? What do you eat on pizza?
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
He answers it wrong. We ban him.
What do you typically put on a pizza, if anything?
Who's the question directed to?
Who's it directed towards?
No, yeah. What?
Good and Queens. We know everybody else.
Yeah, he's asking Sunil what's.
He's asking Queen.
What's our guy from New York put on a pizza?
The absolute best thing is plain or pepperoni. That's it.
Yeah,
that's the best thing.
All right.
No. if you want to go crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is unprecedented, Bum.
Listen, if you want to do a Sicilian, you can do a Sicilian slice. You want to do a grandma slice, you can do a grandma slice. You can do whatever the hell you want. I mean, we're all, whatever you want. But you're talking about typical, regular. You go to Manhattan, you grab a slice. It's regular, usually plain of pepperoni. Honestly, yeah.
It's typically.
All right, let me just say why I asked this. Motherfucker, we asked this because that's how you get into share beer is actually knowing what you want on a goddamn slice of pizza.
Yeah, that's true. That it is one of the requirements is how you top a pizza properly.
And if you can't answer how you top a pizza properly, then you just
you
kind of go away.
Yeah, it's one of the rules.
Pepperoni wins.
Yeah, and what do you put on your wings is also just as important.
So, for my wings, I put hot sauce on my wings. I put on my wings. I put hot sauce on my wings. I don't know what kind of whatever I put on my wings. I put hot on my wings. I don't put medium. I don't put mild. I put hot. Yo, you know what wings I used to eat because I went to the University of Maryland, College Park, and we used to have the 911 sauce down at Clucky Chicken. That was if you Google that, you'll learn what it is, man. That was some crazy shit. That's actually I learned about chicken wings down in Maryland, where I went to school. So I didn't learn about that in New York.
Yeah, I actually had my first wings. I hadn't really had wings until I was stationed in upstate New York, and I had proper buffalo wings. I had proper wings.
Oh, from Buffalo. Wow.
Yeah, that's where I was educated on.
Educated, right?
Believe it or not, that's where Frank's hot sauce got their start.
Yeah.
That's what we thought.
Buffalo wings.
Frank's got their start in Buffalo, New York.
Yep. It's not from the animal, the buffalo, brother. It's from Buffalo, the city.
Yeah, I had proper.
Buffaloes don't have wings.
That was actually the one food that I had that was actually right. I had it from where it was, supposedly started was wings.
I think I went to that bar too. I think I went to it when I was in Buffalo. I was in 2015. And I drove from New York City to Detroit, actually to Ann Arbor, and I went up through Buffalo, through Ontario, through Detroit.
The Anchor Bar.
Yeah, I think it was there.
Yep.
And it was like the first place to ever have buffalo wings. Yeah.
Famous. My favorite was Buzz.
Coach has the perfect answer. Coach says Red Bull has wings.
Oh my god.
When you get coached, you have wings.
Yes.
When you get coached, you have wings. Exactly. When you get coached enough, you have wings.
You grow wings.
I think Coach is starting to get lit up a little bit. I think he's tipped a few too many back.
Yeah.
Because he's got this one comment down here. Everyone all at once put your face as close to the camera as possible.
Yeah.
He's also asking, what does SSN stand for?
Social Security number?
No, it could, in military parlance, it describes a fast attack submarine.
Ooh.
Subsurface nuclear.
Or Social Security number.
I mean, give that over the air if you guys are like.
Yeah, exactly. Just give that one over the air forever here on Google.
Yeah.
And good.
All right, Joe. Before I gotta go, real quick. Thanksgiving.
Oh,
we're leading up to it. What did we do with our beer? Number one, turkey beer.
Oh shit.
Turkey beer.
Joe D, the beer man. You gotta answer this.
I would, and we did answer this earlier, didn't we? Either last week or a few weeks back. In any case, it varies. Really, you could almost put anything. I would say something golden. One of the.
I say it because I watched last week's show, and you copped out and you said my beer.
Well, because it was the truth.
And
you said homebrew.
It was the truth. It was that Hatch chili beer was fantastic.
Oh, fucking beautiful beer.
Yeah, I mean that was. I was wishing like hell that you canned that stuff so I could send it to everybody.
Yeah.
No, you know what you do with that beer, Joe? When you take Hatch chili and you boil broths in it.
Oh, that would be good.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's your shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I can see that.
Can't argue with that. That beer.
No, but you could put that beer with like a barbecued turkey or a grilled turkey. You know, you get a little bit of that smoke and stuff on it, and you pair it up with a Hatch chili. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put in, and my perfect turkey beer would be a triple.
A triple.
Ooh. A triple?
I would love a triple, which has like that coriander, that orange, has a little bit of bite to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Super dry.
That would be good.
I think that triple is the ultimate turkey beer.
I've also got a cranberry beer here. I forget.
Yeah, from I saw that.
Like a
That
one.
That one was also really.
Who all here cooks their own turkey?
Cooks it? Yeah, I do. On the egg.
Mark, myself. Anybody else besides Mark and myself?
I smoked a turkey last year on my smoker out back.
Yeah,
goddamn right you did.
That turkey was happy.
That was a happy turkey.
One happy turkey, man.
That was supposed to be that was a comment between Andrew and myself. Yeah, goddamn it! Finally, you use a smoker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, use a smoker. I mean, usually I go to my buddy's place in Virginia every year for Thanksgiving, but they do a pretty traditional. But usually I'll bring an Omegang, Hennepin, or Three Philosophers.
Oh, Three Philosophers with a turkey is a beautiful.
Yeah, that is a good pairing. Put that down on the list, Pam.
But usually I don't make the turkey myself. I help out with everything of the mashed potatoes and everything. But usually my friend's wife makes the turkey. I don't know how she does it. I just bring the beer
and eat the turkey.
Yeah,
All right, so
it works
I'm gonna
out.
get out of here, but I've given New York enough shit for one night. But
yeah, right. Yeah.
If he makes it back, I'll give him some more shit next week.
Exactly. I look forward to it, brother.
But it's shitty fucking pizza.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right, man. We'll see you, Zach. Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Yeah, that roasted pine nut amber that he made.
That was so good, wasn't it, Joe? I mean,
God, that was that roasted pine nut and that chili beer were the chili beer. That was the best chili beer I've had.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Just period. That was the best chili beer I've had. That's the way you should do it. It was perfect. The roasted pine nut amber was. I just wish. Well, for one, it's not a regular beer for him. That's
that was a one-off. Yeah.
I wish there was just some way to send that to everybody, because it was. I was so glad I had a crowler of that to enjoy later.
Yeah, good stuff.
Absolutely phenomenal. It was really, really good stuff.
No, Zach knows how to make a beer. That's for sure.
That's for sure. It was apparent. We knew that years ago, before he even started, when he sent out the beers.
Yep.
And we were having that contest, and we just had to put Zach's beer to the side and judge the other three, because just like, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean he's like the pro. He's like the player that's going to the NFL versus the one that's just playing good in Division I college.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that's basically it. Yeah, but that's why he's got the brewery and we don't.
That boom, there it is. I mean, but it's such a treat to have the branch of talent that we have on this show. We have so many different people that have so many different expertise. We have Mark on here. A lot of people don't realize the other half is not very far away, and she's our food expert. And anytime we need to, we can call upon our food expert, our food scientist, if you will. And I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, we can draw on so many different things right here on this show. It's I don't take that part for granted. It's a lot of fun. We have Bum on here, who is our statistician. He keeps really good numbers on everything that happens with the show. He's phenomenal. We have Andy on here.
First time, Andy.
Yeah, that's his new name, brought to him by courtesy of the chairman.
No, the commissioner.
The commissioner, yeah, the commissioner. And he's our expert on Minnesota water.
That's right. You want to know everything about Minnesota water?
Any ins and outs.
It's every beer that's made in Minnesota.
Yeah. So, but no, and then of course we have Tom and everybody. I mean, it's just it's great, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's great. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Hey, Mark, do you still make videos? I know you're Mark Sanderson. I haven't watched your videos in a long time. I haven't subscribed.
No, I
Still
don't.
make videos?
I don't make any more videos since
he actually does.
Google canceled me out of the blue. No more videos.
Mark has his own show every Sunday. Well,
that's true.
Most Sundays, and that's what I tell people when they message me or they email me. I tell them, if you're interested to see Mark, he doesn't do beer anymore, except for the Share Beer Show. But he does his own show, which is photography related, film photography related, more specifically.
Yeah,
that's most Sundays. You can catch
most Sundays at
okay
6:00 Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Don't you also do like a financial network podcast or something?
Done a little bit. I've gotten away from that, but yeah, I do have my own financial planning company. So,
very cool.
I do that.
Cool. I mean, I remember you drinking beers on the back Not the porch, but the on your
The
deck
deck,
in
yeah.
Atlanta. I
Google,
remember that.
Google,
God, years
Google
ago.
decided for some reason that I wasn't good enough for Google, so they deleted my whole channel.
Google just
Yeah,
went.
Google and YouTube have been doing some messed up stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Yeah,
They were
YouTube's owned by Google.
back then
Yeah.
when that happened, Mark. They were in this like doing that to people. I was worried they were going to do that. And at the time, I had deleted a lot of my videos off of my own hard drives because they were on YouTube. Google was saving them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried there for a while that I would be next. Well, here we are. Thank goodness. But that was a concern.
Joe, do you mean demonetized or do you mean blocked or shut
Oh no,
down?
that came later.
And after that, yeah.
That came later. I was eventually departnerized and demonetized and all of that. Yeah. I haven't got a Google check in years. But I can't tell you, man, it was pretty cool to get those checks there, man. It was pretty cool to get those checks every month, and they weren't very huge. I wasn't quitting my day job, but it was cool to just get one. You know what I'm saying? And to say that you were a YouTuber and paid by Google. It was
beer.
Yeah, you made content for their environment. So
yeah, it kind of bought you beer and stuff, and for what it's worth, it's still, it has legs there a little bit. I have another brewery that's supposedly sending me more beer again, and you know what I'm saying. That these things happen on a weekly basis, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying. I never mention it or anything like that but it's it still has its perks, if you will. I occasionally get recognized. Not like I do, but
dude, all you need to be is a ghetto superstar, man. All you need, that's what Lauryn Hill said. All you need to do is be occasionally recognized here or there. You don't want to be Michael Jackson. That's hell. You just want to be occasionally recognized here and there at a bar, supermarket, whatever it is. Yeah. And hey, that's good.
It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said. Yeah, you don't want it to be all the time.
Yeah,
but it's okay every once in a while. It kind of happened today. If I'm in a beer environment, there's a small shot it could happen. It's not like but it happens occasionally. And when I'm shopping for beer, someone will kind of look at me, and I'm kind of like,
yeah,
I just smile. You know what I'm saying? Like. But
yeah, it's funny though, Joe. Like you got like a radio voice. I got to be honest with you. You could have a podcast or something. You've got a great voice, unlike me. And you're very friendly. You know how to talk. You know how to interact with people. It's very natural for you. I think maybe you could have a podcast or something just for fun. Why not? You love beer.
Yeah, well, I that's actually where I got my start. I was actually podcasting before making these videos.
Oh,
yeah. So if I started making videos in 2008, 2004 is when I started making podcasts, and that was actually where I started. I was making a podcast about trucking, and I have some fans that still follow me from that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Years ago. Crazy.
So from 2004, I have at least one that still follows me from that. Well, you're my longest video fan for sure. But
that's crazy because you know what? I actually listen to the Road Home podcast. I'm not even a trucker, but I listen to the Road Home. It's a podcast. And I listened to that. I got into talk radio when I did my road trip. I got into talk radio. So
those days, in the early days of podcasts, when people didn't even know, they had to have an iPod in order to listen.
Yeah.
In those early days, it was a lot of fun. Everything was new, and there was people willing to help each other out. You had guys that did voiceover on a professional level for movies and for all sorts of regular big time things, and they would make voiceover for you. It was insane.
Wow.
For $35, I'll say it now. It's been a long time, but for $35-$40, I had a guy make all my voiceovers for my show.
Wow.
$35. Like, try to get someone to do that now for $35.
$35.
Like, and there was a
laughing at you, like, what the hell's this? What do you want me to do?
You couldn't even get them to. You couldn't even submit an application to do it anyway. But he did my multiple intros and outros and little introduction sorts of things and the ins and the outs and all that. I had like, man, I wonder if I even still have those files somewhere. But a lot of fun, man. It was great. Oh, it was great. And then once I started getting in the video, though, I got into the video because YouTube just made it so damn easy. They just, for me, and it's still true, really. The better you get with podcasting, the more you're punished, if you will, because you're gonna nothing has changed since 2004. You still have to end up paying bandwidth. It's very expensive. The more successful you get with podcasting, the more you physically pay, and so the more important it is to get sponsors to subsidize that bandwidth that you're paying in the storage. It's terrible. I don't know why there isn't like a YouTube sort of product for podcasters, and there's been a few that have tried, but they've just
they didn't have the YouTube, with Google taking YouTube, I mean, they have the funds to front it and take care of all the bandwidth, and then they just slapped ads on them. Yeah.
What's funny is the guys just recently left Google. The guys that started YouTube and sold YouTube to Google just recently left and went out on their own. They were still with Google since the buyout, which is a long time ago, and that's how long I've been with YouTube, man. But YouTube it was great. It was great to make a video, not have to worry about it. It was up there. I didn't have to pay nothing, and I became a partner relatively quickly, and that made it even easier. So I was like done with podcasting.
Yeah.
And by that time, I was already I was well into doing photography, which I still do. And then it turned into beer, and so here we are. It's been great. But thank you, Sunil, for joining in, man. I appreciate it. We're gonna get out of here, man. It's been a few hours already.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
We get an extra hour tonight. Well, except for you, Joe. You don't change, but everybody else normal changes.
What's this hour changing thing you're talking about?
Oh God, it's gonna start freaking getting dark at 5, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
hate
gonna
this.
It's gonna be pitch dark.
What is this whole thing you talk about, man?
Stupid,
I gotta tell you, man.
It's stupid.
When
It's
you
gonna start getting dark at 5 o'clock now, man.
don't miss any of that junk. I mean, I have set the clocks once in years. And that's
Arizona, does it follow daytime savings time?
No, we stay on standard. You stay on standard time. And I got to tell you, man, now I'm already going into my 5th year here. And I got to tell you, man, everything happens the same. I don't get the point. I all those years of switching and going back and forth, I don't understand it. Everything stays the same. I mean, it just happens naturally, man. Everything would just. There's another petition because I do listen to the LA news every day, and there's another petition to keep California on. Well, they're trying to keep it on daylight savings time, but they don't understand. They need to stay on standard.
Yeah, just like you are.
Yeah, I'm just all about not changing it, whether you want to stay on daylight savings time or not. Just don't change it.
It's ridiculous. It really is. It's
terrible, but because you're used to it getting dark at 6, and then all of a sudden it gets dark at 5, and it just makes you feel like shit.
It stays.
It just sucks.
It screws up your sleep cycle for probably about the first month.
Yeah, and it gets cold. I mean, listen, there's palm trees where Joe D lives, but there's no palm trees over here. You know, it sucks.
This is the time of year that we look forward to because it's 80 and it's incredible, man.
Yeah, it's not 150 degrees during the day.
It's not 250 degrees during the day. This is it, and it all kind of. You know, I'm not saying everybody, but most of us, you know, kind of laugh and smile at each other because this is why we move here. This is
it's winter.
Yeah,
winter
go to hell.
Winter.
And but what's hilarious though is one of the side effects to getting all that heat, you know, that we do in that for that, you know, 4 or 5 month period is there's people that literally are freezing to death when it's 70. I'm not even joking. It's you would think that it's 30 degrees.
Can I bitch smack those people?
I'm not even kidding. I am not. You will see people shivering.
Hey, Joe, be like Cool Runnings. The Cool Runnings if they came to Boston.
Yeah, Boston's even colder.
It is.
70. Good Lord.
70 degrees. I'm walking around in shorts and a t-shirt.
Coach is asking me why not move back to Cali. I will. You know, it's weird for me because after all these years of being gone from LA, I'll just never. I'm not gonna say never. If I were to win the lottery, I might like.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Buy a place and occasionally visit. I don't see a scenario where I would ever live there again. It's too different a place.
Money wise or
anyways, you can imagine it's too different a place. When I go there, I don't even feel like I was I know that I'm from there because of course I recognize a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I don't recognize anymore. It feels alien to me. It feels like I have more of an attachment to Albuquerque.
Wow.
I actually, when you compare it in time wise, I actually lived in Albuquerque longer.
Yeah.
Guy, you know.
Yeah. It's...
From a previous site where he used to work, he's an electrician by trade, and his wife does something else, but they have enough time to where they can go on cruises all the time. So what they did a few years ago is they bought a condo down in Florida, and they live up here. And when they go on their trips, they just go to the condo.
There's you just described Phoenix to a T. This is the time of year when you get all the snowbirds coming down here, so it gets really, really, really crowded. This is the time of year it gets cold up there. Minnesota's one of them. I know a lot of people from Minnesota, and they come down here to their other house, and this is where they live. There's a lot of Canadians that have houses down here.
Wow.
You just described Arizona to a T. There's a lot of, and what's great about Phoenix and Arizona, at least is a whole state, is it's close enough to Cali where you can literally just drive there. So if you want to go on cruises and stuff, you're 5.5 hours away. I mean, it's not that far a drive.
Yeah, you guys aren't. You're just like you said, 4 or 5 hours away from San Diego or whatever.
It's just not that. You know, you can wake up early, 3 a.m, and still be there in the morning. I mean, you're not. You know, it's such a common thing to do. People will get off work early on a Friday, let's say, and go, you know, there, sleep there on a Friday night, wake up, do Disneyland and everything on Saturday, and come back on Sunday. Like that's
wow, it's that close, huh?
It's such a routine thing to do here. Yeah. You know, LA is close enough where it's an option for flying. So, like, I always have LA on my radar for cheap flights because, of course, LAX is a nightmare to fly in and out of. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely worth it if you're going to save enough money, right? So, it's definitely an option. Flights from here to LA are very reasonable if you wanted to go that way, or if you just wanted to drive. Things are options when you live here. So it's far enough away where when the big quake happens and California falls in the water, you know, hey, boom! Next thing you know, we got oceanfront property.
was sipping a Mai Tai on the beach in his backyard.
Yeah.
Hell, you went right through the roof.
But this is the time of year, honestly. It's absolutely gorgeous here right now. I have to admit, it's great.
Enjoy it.
I mean, this is why they have spring training here and in Florida. I mean, this is what do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have it in Minnesota.
Minnesota Twins actually just had their practice stadium upgraded down in Fort Myers.
Yeah, there's not, maybe hockey, but there's not a lot of baseball spring training in Minnesota. Yeah,
it's like your summer is our winter, you know.
Yeah.
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 It's the same as Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota has extreme winters.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
And we have, we're another extreme environment. We have extreme summers. I mean, I've told people, you're in a hot climate. You're in a hot climate when it's really common. As far as a men's room is concerned, you go to a men's room to do your thing, and it's very common to see a urine table right there in front of your face.
Oh, yeah.
That if your urine's this color, you're dehydrated. If your urine's this color, you're okay. If your urine's this color, because you can die here. It's hot. You can die. It happens. It happens a lot here. People don't get enough. There's times when you literally almost can't drink enough. It's just that hot.
Wow.
So it's a danger. It can be dangerous. Just like Minnesota is cold. I mean, it's that hot here. So it's, but when it's not hot, it's pretty darn nice. So.
I don't know whether I would rather freeze to death or
I could tell you
boil to death, but
I could tell you, as a person that lived in a decently cold environment in Albuquerque, it would get pretty cold at night, and that's when I worked. It was out night outside, and it's much easier to adjust to the heat than it is to the cold, man.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. Here's how I feel about the heat. At least you can get in your car and drive away. With the snow, you can't get out. So. You just got to blast your air conditioner in the heat. But in the wintertime here, you got the snow, you got to shovel it,
It's you got to throw the rock salt down. You got to make you got to make sure you shovel everything out.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, you go start your car so you can de-ice everything.
Then you drive 2 miles, and it's not shoveled over there, and it's a problem.
So it's everything has its ups and downs.
If you're a politician in Chicago, and if the streets are not properly maintained in the winter, you will be voted out of office.
Yeah, true.
that actually does happen. That's fact. That's actually fact for Chicago.
So Rahm Emanuel kept the sidewalks clean, huh?
No, streets.
Yeah, who was the mayor for that, Andrew? Who was it? Jane Byrne. Jane Byrne. Yep.
Yeah. There was one of them that failed at it miserably, and she only had one term, and
it was Jane Byrne was in the mid '80s. Yeah, she got voted out because they didn't take care of the snow. Yep.
Wow.
So in any case, guys, it's halftime for the Alabama LSU game. I want to catch the second half.
All right.
All right, dude.
Now it's 16-0 Alabama. So
we'll watch that game. All right, Joe. It was nice talking to you. It was wonderful talking to all you guys, meeting you guys.
Yeah, good
seeing you again. Thank you very much for letting me be a part of this. And I had a great time. I had a great couple of beers, and it was great, talking to you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Hey, Coach, Farm Boy. God, we had everybody in there. We had Rod. I mean, God, what a chat room, man. I mean, this is. Yeah. I can't tell you. This is.
I'm surprised we didn't have the commissioner pop in.
We got a loop bag in there.
I think if we stay on another hour, I think we'll get a pop in from the commissioner.
Yeah.
He needs a couple more McRibs in him.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's true. Tom, that's thank you for bringing that up, because he's been getting in shape for this season. So right now he's in a zone. Right now, he's in a zone. He's in a McRib zone. It's McRib. So,
McRib zone.
No, he can't get out of that zone right now for even us. So that's true. This is why. Not only this is why we moved to Arizona, but this is why he gets in shape all year. Is for this time of year, for McRib season. So yeah, that's that's a
McRib.
The community is the McRib. Now we are McRib-less here in the state of Arizona. You cannot get a McRib in the state of Arizona. If someone does,
neither can I.
You can't either.
I don't know where to get a McRib.
I'm going to search
I
out.
would love to have one.
Coach can't even get him up in Idaho. Idaho can't get him up there either.
For those that don't know,
Idaho, no, you the hoe.
For those that don't know, right, you the hoe, there is a McRib Finder app. Download the app. It'll show you where to get a McRib. If you don't see anything light up in your state, then you can't get a McRib in your state.
Well, I'm going to West Virginia over Thanksgiving. Maybe I can get one on the way there.
Maybe you can. Yeah, you're lucky. See,
there you go. I'm going there for a wedding.
I would have to go. Actually, you know what? You brought up a good point, because I'm going to be traveling back to Albuquerque for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you get
opportunity, McRib.
Yeah, there you go. There's your opportunity to get something out of state.
Hopefully, if it's in season.
Hey, Joe, even though when McRib is out of season, up here, Quick Trip
can be made. It's made in a factory, man.
Quick Trip has them for $1 Tuesdays. Gas station.
But that's Quick Trip. Look, I need the 100% genuine imitation pressed pork stuff.
Yes.
With the printed McRibs on one side and just a flat pattern on the back that's overly barbecue sauced with like 3 slivers of onion and a couple of nasty pickles on there. That's what I need.
Oh yeah.
I need the genuine article.
Yep. Hey, listen.
All natural.
You gotta have it. You gotta have it.
All natural. Fake stuff.
I'm very lucky to have White Castle in my state. I'm very happy with the jalapeno cheeseburger, but you know what? McRib is great too. There's a lot of incredible freaking fast food out there, I mean, for me though, McDonald's doesn't come all the way through, but I've got White Castle, so I can always get a jalapeno cheeseburger whenever I want, 24/7, But yeah, I mean, it's important when you're drunk, you're hungry, right?
That's true.
Well, it's either there, you go to Taco Bell or Taco John's.
Yeah.
Or you can do Uber Eats like I did last weekend. Boom! That was awesome. That was awesome. Delivery.
They finally got your order right?
Well, they got the order right. I had to actually go outside. One thing I didn't have put in the chat was I had to go outside because he was about to go to my neighbors across the street.
Oh, that would have been terrible.
A major bar, because who's not going to take Panda when it comes to your door? Hello.
Right.
I mean, here's some Panda. Oh, wow. This is a magical place. Free Panda. Of course.
I've got a McRib sighting like 5 miles from my house, so maybe I'll have to go there this week.
Oh, that's whack. Whack. Rubbing it in my face like that. Whack. That's whack. Anyway, guys, we're out of here, man. We'll see you, man. Peace out, brothers.
Yeah.
Peace out.
See you guys next time.
See you guys.